man. What end to last stream. Wow. I went deep into the abyss of tech issues. And you know what? I think I fixed mostly everything. And if you're wondering why I'm late to stream today, it's because I turned on my computer and my camera didn't work. It's fine. Restart it. You know, every once in a while, you just gotta do that. It's bad timing that happened after I fixed it yesterday. And then I restarted my computer. And my microphone didn't work. So I didn't change anything. I restarted it a third time. And it seems to work. So we're really rolling with it today, I think. Man, every minute that I can be live is a blessing as far as I'm concerned. So oh man, what's up guys? Welcome back to the stream. Welcome back to the VOD. Hello, good to see you. Good morning everybody. What's good? Ashy, you are indeed first. Congratulations. Ashy, I have a very important question I need to ask you that I can only ask you and maybe Olner, but we got to catch up, bro. We got things to discuss, specifically Dreamcast things, because I wanted to know what your Dreamcast Mount Rushmore was, because I've been contemplating this for days and I can't make up my mind. So anyway, hope you guys are having a good day. It is what's Wednesday or Thursday? It's Wednesday. Had an early morning today. I woke up a little bit earlier than normal, went to the gym, hung out with the boys, hoisted even, came home, did some cleaning, have a little family dinner tonight. So gotta get prepped up for that, you know, a little late Christmas dinner as it were, because people were away, and then when they came home I was sick. So got a busy day today, but hopefully I will be able to get through this piece today, which we don't worry about what I said yesterday about one-shotting an art piece a day. And also because tech issues went wrong and it is a new year, we do have our annual Orbathon that we got to plan. Today is an Orbathon prelude. I figured that Orbathons should start at the beginning of the week. So we'll formally start the Orbathon on Monday. But this will be the Orbathon pre-patch today and tomorrow. So we'll discuss this year's Orbathon. We'll discuss this year's God, so stupid. We'll discuss this year's Orbathon. And we already have some people that earned promos, man. Aduria and Steve and Azalea and Agnes and Samurai and Mel and Silesian all earned promos, man. That's crazy, man. The Orbathon hasn't even begun. I've already have to make fucking 7 promos for that shit. So the scuff comes for us all, at least at some point. It does lecture. Unfortunately, it comes for me at the worst, like just the most inefficient times when I feel like I just fixed everything. Because like normally it happens once every 4 weeks. Maybe I turn my computer on, my camera just doesn't work. Restart it. Or I turn my computer on, my microphone isn't detected, restart it. But after yesterday where it all went to shit in the middle of the stream, I think I know what I need to do. I think I know what I need to replace. I need to replace a couple things. I need to replace a couple of little equipment things, and I think my audio interface is actually on its way out. So I need, man, I got a list of things to do. Okay, let's see, Ashley, what do we got here? Sonic Adventure 2, Grandia 2, Sonic Shuffle, and Power Stone. What the fuck? How is that so close to mine? Ashley, we hit 3 out of 4 of the same one. I would have said Sonic Adventure, Grandia 2 were automatic locks for me. Power Stone was also an auto lock, but no one seems to know about the game. And then for number 4 slot, I can't personally decide between either Evolution or Evolves, whatever that game is called, Evolution 1 and 2, or Phantasy Star Online. So I am, or potentially even Sonic Adventure 2 having a spot on there. I don't know. Man, I was not expecting us to be just 3 points, you know, on the same one. I was not expecting you to say Grandia or Power Stone there. I thought Sonic Adventure was a lock, but I don't know, man. So Shadow Mold, what's up, dude? What's going on? Happy New Year to you too, dude. Does it ever come at convenient times? Yes, Lexer. Every once in a while, I will start my computer, it won't work, and I'll be like an hour early to stream, and it's like, okay, it's fine. I can check things, change things, whatever. And sometimes it is desperately convenient for it to work out. So I don't know, man. Evolution World of Sacred Device, best game ever, but on the GameCube as a Sonic Adventure 2. Oh, good point. Oh, good point. Okay. Shit. I don't think I ever played Sonic Shuffle, so I don't think I can add that one to the list or not. I need Oler's take on this too, because I feel like Oler would also have a fairly based take for it, but I don't know. Definitely Grandia has to be there. Although you can argue it was better on the PlayStation 2, but I think that argument's wrong. Fuck, man. Playing Evolution this week. Let's go, dude. That's fucking sick. I really love that. Also, was Monster Rancher? Was there a Monster Rancher on the game or on the Dreamcast as well? I forget, man. Also, did we put Space Channel 5 and Jet Set Radio just for the iconic? No, we can't put that up there. You know. We can't put that up there. It's that's too many games. This, by the way, the Dreamcast is an ancient system, if you guys are wondering what Ashley and I are talking about. An ancient video game device in which people put in CDs into a Sega system. It was my favorite one. Honestly, Dreamcast I think might be top 3 favorite systems of all time for me. It's hard to say because I also had it at a great time. I had a Sega Dreamcast while I was being homeschooled. And so my days when I was homeschooled involved doing school for half of the day until lunchtime and then playing Sega Dreamcast. Man, it's amazing that I struggled academically in junior high and high school when I got into the real school program. Huh. That's funny how that works, isn't it? It's okay. I wanted to be an artist. It's fine. Shovel's multiplayer is great, but instead of the Mario Party random number blocks, you have cards. Okay, but it shows the cards on the VMU. No shit. Okay. See the funny point, clicking stealing your friend's cards. That's funny. That's pretty good. The kid I babysat was obsessed with Capcom and Sega, so I know way too much about Sonic, Resident Evil, and Power Stone. Power Stone was goated. I don't care, man. That was a sick fucking fighting game. I don't know why we didn't bring that shit back at a certain point in time. I would have thought about Power Stone 2 or an HD remake or something along those lines, but it's hard not to put Phantasy Star Online though in that Rushmore, isn't it? I don't know, man. Phantasy Star Online I feel like was in some ways genre defining, although I never had the online attachment for my Dreamcast or my PlayStation 2, because who plays video games online? Am I right? Nerds. I played PSO. My parents didn't believe in the online aspect of gaming, so I played PSO offline. I never actually played it online. I just played through the story single player mode, whatever. But I don't know. This the whole video game thing, like the progression of video games, has me really contemplating how I'm going to introduce my little boy to video games one day. You know, because I feel like I need to do it at the beginning. You know. Get that Nintendo Switch vintage eShop, you know, classic consoles thing, bust out that, you know, Super Nintendo or NES even, you know, start them on NES and then they evolve up to SNES, and then when they're around 10 years old or so, that's when you, well, maybe like 8 or 9, that's when you give them the N64, and then you try and stagger it, right? And then a couple years later, you hit them with that GameCube, that Xbox, that PlayStation 2, and try and delay them getting sucked into modern gaming as fast as possible. But excuse me, I feel like probably by the time you're in like junior high school or whatever, you're probably in it. You know, your friends are probably playing whatever the new game is or whatever, and you probably want to play the new game. And so maybe you have to run through all the old vintage consoles from, 5 or however old you could be when you play your first NES game, 5 to 10. I feel like you probably control the flow between 5 to 10. And then after that, you're kind of screwed. So gaslight them hard. Just don't give them a tablet or modern consoles and start them on the N64 and watch their friends' reaction to a 6-year-old battling with Donkey Kong. Dude, holy shit. That's actually a great idea. Kid comes home from daycare just saying, "Oh, banana." Where the fuck did you learn that from? That console came out 30 years before you were born. What's up, Watson? So yeah, I'm thinking about this though. This is important to me because I want my kid to have a proper video game education. And like, I don't think you can start. I think NES might be even a little bit too dated for kids to start with. I think maybe SNES is the earliest you might be on. Maybe even the 3D era, maybe N64. I don't know. But like, there's tons of like vintage stuff that I don't know if you can convince a kid to go play in television and shit like that, right? Never forget showing my 6-year-old Mario Brothers on the original NES. Had come home from lunch and he couldn't make the first jump. I came home later and he was still playing, eyes unnaturally open. He was on the 3rd level. That's amazing. Oh boy, shit. Ah, damn. Yeah, well, here's the thing. I do have a nephew that's about 3-ish years old, a bit older than 3 years old. I could test this out on him. So if I mess him up, it's like, that's fine. It's my brother's problem, right? Yeah, I don't really want to give my kid any sort of like a tablet or phone or anything like that for a long time, and he's got to not see Ella or I on our tablet or phone ever either. So you gotta be very careful about that. You gotta be very conscious of it. It's gonna be a weird season. Daddy, can I play Final Fantasy 7? Oh no, the PlayStation 1. Oh no, man. Oh, we're gonna start him on 7. You don't even think we should start him on like something, earlier or whatever, like 3, 4, something like that. Oh man, we're really start him on 7. I did hear something heretical though. Someone said, "I'm so excited I can show my kid Final Fantasy 7 now they did the remake." I was like, why couldn't you just show them Final Fantasy 7? What the fuck? Does the remake replace the original game in some people's eyes? Because I still haven't played the remake. So there's 2 games in the remake or whatever now. Haven't played shit. I meant to buy one at least on the Steam sale. I totally forgot. I absolutely dropped the ball because the Steam sale went an extra day. So that sucks. All I bought was some Halo because Azalea very kindly bought that for Ella and I, so we could play through some Reach. After that, man, we're screwed. 2.5-year-old plays video games. She played some Nintendogs in Mario Kart. What system though? What are we playing? Are we playing because Nintendogs was DS, right? Was there an updated Nintendogs? Good morning, Sabine. What's up, bro? All I'm saying is Final Fantasy VIII hasn't needed to remake to still be good. That's true. I still like Final Fantasy VIII, maybe one of the most favored amongst the Final Fantasy series. So, but I feel like, man, like if you're like in that, like when were we in the gaming age for us? I feel like you start really appreciating games in like junior high school. Like maybe like 13, 14, 15, around there, like maybe 13 at the earliest. Let's say 13 to 18 is like, or 13 to 20 is that magical 7-year gaming gap. And we had like some banger games that came out or whatever. 5 to 6. Well, yeah. So the first console that my family had was, we had an old Intellivision. But the first console like we really had was the N64. My brother bought it when it first came out, and my brother and I played N64 a lot. But I didn't feel like I got my own identity, because it's his N64, and then he got a PlayStation 1, and it was his PlayStation 1. I kind of played some games on that, and Final Fantasy 7, whatever. And then he had a PlayStation 2, which was awesome. But then I got a Sega Dreamcast, which was my system, and I got a PlayStation 2. And that's when I started playing stuff and really like getting into the Final Fantasies and whatnot. And then I got a GameCube for myself. And then my brother like kind of fucked off and just went to PC gaming and only. and I sort of stayed with consoles and PCs for a long time. But I really think about that like high school era for me for games. That's when like Final Fantasy, I was in high school and Final Fantasy 12 came out. Yeah, 11 and 12. And I remember when we skipped school, we skipped a class one period one day to go buy Final Fantasy 12. We took the bus to the mall to go buy the steel book edition of Final Fantasy 12, man. So I don't know. I feel like that's when like you're sort of making your own your own informed decisions on games, right? Like you develop your own taste. Because like at I feel like younger than 10, and tell me if I'm wrong here, and I'd love to be wrong on this, but my intuition is that at younger than 10, you are basically at the mercy of the taste in video games that your parents and family and brothers and whatnot have, or whoever's in your family that plays games. For me, it was my brother and my parents. And so when you're like in kind of that a little bit older area, that's when you're first developing. And we had some banger games. Like if you're in your like late 20s to early 40s, kind of like I'm in the middle of that range. If you're like a millennial, I guess that's literally what it is now, is like 30 to 40-ish is like millennial something. Yeah, I feel like yeah, we had some banger games in that era, right? 13. It wasn't until I was 17 I got my first computer and learned what games were. Well, Jacob, my first computer was some MS-DOS bullshit my brother and I played Star Trek on. But my first like real like gaming experience on the PC was when we got our Windows 95 PC, and my brother, dad, and I would sit downstairs in our office, and I was 5 years old in 1995, and we would play MechWarrior 2. And then we would play MechWarrior 2 Mercenaries. Oh, shit. Just getting the boys together. And I still play MechWarrior today, even when they release a new game. So, fuck yeah, man. I didn't get an Xbox until my husband and I moved together around 20. Yeah, I didn't get an Xbox until I got an Xbox 360, when Ella bought me one close to the end of the generation, years and years and years ago when we were a lot younger. So... Not Tomb Raider, Tales of Xillia? Okay, hold on. What's this Tales of Xillia nonsense you speak of? What? Come on, Tales of games? Bro, you think I'm going to show my kid Tales games? Any Tales games other than Symphonia? Maybe. I was split. My dad had an NES before I was born, so he'd randomly have me play with him or for him. But this was his. Then the kid I babysat was a big gamer. But when I personally started being a gamer was when I bought myself a DS out of my own money in high school. Yeah. Right. Yep. Parents gave me a PSP because they thought of it more portable movie player, less of a gaming. Oh yeah, with them early UMD discs. Yeah, I got a DS for, what was the first Pokemon generation on DS? Diamond Pearl. I bought a DS because of Diamond and Pearl. And man, we played so much Diamond and Pearl in high school. We had Game Boy Advance was the thing that we did in junior high. So like Ruby Sapphire, Red Green, and like Advanced Wars was a big one in our little crew. The Lord of the Rings GBA game. Hello? Return of the Two Tower King. Let's go, man. That was good shit then. So children are highly influenceable between the ages of 0 and 6, less so around 7 to 12. So I got to get my little boy on Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, and video games before 6. Then is what you're saying. So does Cynthia still haunt your nightmares? Cynthia doesn't, but that fucking Garchomp does. Holy shit. Yeah. I have this. Tell me if this is a dumb idea. I want to go through, and I want to have one last like hurrah with Pokemon as a franchise. I probably will not have the time later in my life to dedicate. I mean, I don't have the time now, and who knows, but I want to play through every single generation over a year or so, maybe 18 months. And I don't know the way to do it, because I know there's like right answers and whatnot, but like practical answers are also kind of the thing to think about. So starting at Gen 1, I don't know if I have a Game Boy Color that still works, but I do have the whatevers on the DS, so I can play through the original, Gen 1 on the DS, or I could play Let's Go Eevee and Pikachu, which I played through and it was fun and cute. Definitely more of like a geared to be like little people Pokemon game, and I don't know if that's the best way to play it. But I think that I'm going to play the original. So that's not the big decision maker. You know what the big like, ooh, what do we do about this one is gold, silver, crystal. Because here's the question. Do you play gold, silver, crystal remakes on the DS, the original game as intended, or do you play heart gold, soul silver? I mean, you know, like, hey, there's something to say about the originals, but those games are pretty good, you know. You know, Symphonia was multiplayer. I was playing it on New Game Plus. Ultra Hard mode multiplayer is so different than normal playthrough. Really? Yeah, I mean, I knew it was multiplayer because we play it. I didn't have, my friend John had Symphonia, and he'd bring it over. We played it on GameCube, on my GameCube, and it was really fun to play as a group or whatever. But yeah, I don't think we ever played it on like a hard mode or whatever. So, what's up, Sir Rat? What's good, dude? You also understand the difference between a reality and real life about age 6 to 7. They start to understand the difference between 4 and 5. It's still inconsistent. I see. It's like the age of when they go to a Disney park. Do they think that's the literal character standing in front of them, or do they think that's like, you know, or whatever? So, Heart Gold, Soul Silver are perfect. I think they are, right? Like, I think they're probably the best for me anyway, on the best Pokemon games. But maybe I'll do. Yeah, I think I'll do the original. Probably play through Blue on the DS, then I'll probably play through Heart Gold. And then I'll this might be an unpopular take, but I'll probably play through Omega Ruby. I think the Omega games and Alpha games were really good. And then for this is tough, man, because I don't own Platinum, so I have to play Diamond and Pearl remakes on the Switch, which I know people hate. But then when it comes to Black and White, it's like, do I play Black and White 1 and 2? Or do I wait for the remake on the Switch? Fuck, man. So many decisions, dude. What the hell? Jessica is my favorite topic. It's what I'm studying for my bachelor's degree. That's awesome. Oh, shit. That's really cool. I've been thinking about it a lot since we found out that we were having a baby this year. Which I only recently announced to stream. I've been thinking about raising kids a lot recently. So, you know, gotta do it the right way. Lest you raise them to grow up to play Ret Paladins. Am I right? Oh my god. How do you know you dropped your baby on their head? Well, when you show them World of Warcraft, they want to play Ret Paladin. Don't tell anyone I did not do well with mascot characters as a kid. Still kind of don't, but the only child to ever run and scream and hide in fear response to meeting Mickey Mouse. Ashy, is this why you haven't like a unnatural, unhealthy, absolutely overstimulated obsession with Five Nights at Freddy's? And I am underplaying the degree of that obsession. That or Ulner drastically overplays the the 10-hour conversations. You know? Which I still have yet to play any of those games. So Frostic, what's up, dude? How y'all celebrated the recent holidays? I did. Yeah, I did, and they were good. I hope your New Year's going well, Frostic. Good to see you, dude. 2.5-year-old when I was going to have another, we ended up having a miscarriage in October. Oh man. We had to put our cat together. That's a tough couple months, bro. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, it was a rough 2025. All right, Jesus. Well, I hope the next year is looking up for you, I guess, because man, the one thing about good or bad times is they never last. So hopefully now is a turning point for you, and 2026 will be pretty good. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's looking to be a good year. So I'm optimistic, all right? I'm trying to be optimistic. All right, so yesterday I did say that we would finish this piece in one day, and guess what? I didn't, because we had our stream. Remember how we've got to the top of this? We had our stream break, and tech issues were a problem. So in response to there being tech issues, I will do what every good streamer does and start an Orbathon. So listen, man, we got to figure out some goals for the Orbathon. You know, like what things can we, for our stream, contribute to the Orbathon to see an Eldara? That's the question, man. You know, we need like a like a monthly project here or whatever for this year or something. And I think that because there's an Orbathon, we have to make it a good one. So if you guys have any ideas for Orbathon projects for Eldara, let me know, man. Was because I was left to wave a sword about. Yes. I hope the Hema-ing was good. I hope you didn't get too injured. You know, muscle sword every world we'll do again next week. That's a great workout, actually, if you think about it. So very good at reading faces and body language, which paired with stranger danger instead of random stranger, but random stranger that has all body language and facial expressions concealed absolutely horrified you. Really interesting. Got along with the princesses though because they were easy to read and they were kind to small child. Wonder why I'm princess VTuber. Yeah, dude, I wanted when I was a little, when I went to Disney World, the only one time I did, because I grew up pretty modestly is a bit of an overstatement or an understatement. But my parents, even though we grew up in a pretty rough situation, they made sure we went on one trip, and they started planning it when my brother and I were like 3. You know, they're like, we are going to save for a decade and take these boys to Disney World when they're like early teens, or when one of them's early teens, the others, I was 10. And I went to Disney World. It was great. It's phenomenal. But I was convinced that I wanted to be a Disney prince at Disney World. That's why I was like, I want my job. I want to be a Disney prince. And I thought about that for like a solid 3 weeks, man. It was a serious one, you know. What's an Orbathon? An Orbathon. So are you familiar with streamer subathons? So an Orbathon is a subathon, but it's dumb. Okay. I don't know how else to describe it at that point in time. It is a stream subathon, but dumb. I did think it'd be really funny to start a subathon the week. Okay. So I did think it'd be funny if I started a reverse subathon. And I started it a week before my baby's born. And I would hold hostage Ella having to take care of and birth our child alone. And if you guys wanted me to be there for it and to be there for Ella, then you had to reduce the timer instead of increase the timer. Like the joke about that, doing that for Ella's birthday, I think is hilarious. Apparently Reddit didn't think it was hilarious. And I thought to myself, would this get me formally canceled on Reddit to people that don't know the joke? And it might be too dangerous that I might not even be able to suggest it. So, you know, I don't want to. But an Orbathon is, it is a dumb subathon. It is not really a subathon. It is a dumb subathon. I don't really know how to describe it better than that. But we have to define what it's going to be this time anyway. There will be a timer. Does the timer do anything? Probably not, to be honest. Yeah, the timer probably doesn't actually influence much of anything. So, yeah, I don't really know how to. There'll be promos though.
An Orbathon is the same, but
yes.
For the cult of the Canadian Orb.
Great. Yeah, that's actually a better way than I could have worded it myself. So we're in Disneyland, not even because of the culture contracts, but they have very tight casting restrictions. They don't have to resize or get multiple dresses. Want to be any princesses? Yeah, I've heard the princess process is pretty egregious. So I don't know. What do you mean ideas for monthly projects? 2026 is a good year for new baby, and Crit Roll is gifting you a monthly inspiration. Any naming ideas for boys or girls too, or is it too late to tell people? I am not going to be sharing the name of our baby publicly, so we'll have to come up with a dumb stream name for baby. But I kind of want to do like a monthly world building project or something that adds to or that has some like Eldara gameplay associated to it that people can kind of be excited about. Something that we work on during stream, and then you can take it to your game and whatever and play. But it's a new subclass or something like that that has a whole bunch of art and resources with it or things like that. So random tire that changes digits randomly, more or less at this point in time. Yeah. Subathon, but you have to speed run timer that counts up, and you use it for splits between gifted subs. Ooh, speed run subathon. That's right. I could hit the world record speed run. Maybe I'll make it onto awesome games done quick. Yeah, maybe we'll get there one day, Ashy. Yeah, who knows, bro. It won't be that toxic, okay? I promise. I promise. And my daughter's on stream, but I don't put her face in or any photos. Yeah, I think I'm gonna keep it pretty like Ella's never been seen on stream, so I think I'll probably I'm fine showing baby on stream for a little while, but when baby's a little bit, you know, past the infant stage, probably not. I definitely want to keep that side pretty tight, pretty private. But yeah, we need to find. I have a couple of ideas for some names. It's tough though. I had a bunch of ideas for some girls' names because Ella basically said I'm in charge of naming baby. She said I will like present the names, and she's like, and as long as like she's like give me a couple and then we'll pick. But she's like, but you're basically in charge of this shit because Ella always puts me in charge of character creation for her. That's right. Whenever we play a new MMO or whatever, she gets me to sit down and make a character for her. So I didn't think she put me in charge of character creation for our baby as well. But I guess if she's the one growing him, I have to bear the burden of condemning him to a name for all of eternity. So thought of a couple. I don't know. It still doesn't quite feel real yet. So I don't know. I'm still in some levels of shock, I suppose. Right. Making a felt hornet plush while drawing. Oh, hell yeah. Dude, I love that. Like making plushes and stuff is such like a interesting, like weird rabbit hole I went down recently. That's really dope. When she's a little older, she wants to be on camera. It's okay, but I want it to be her choice for sure. Yeah, I think that's like I've heard a lot of like influencers, people who actually have big followings, talking about like, you know, why they don't show their kids or whatever, and it's because their kids just don't want to be on there at a certain point in time, and people are like, oh, what happened to your kids, bro? And they're like, I don't know, they just don't want to be on camera anymore or in their videos or anything like that. So I feel like it'd probably be a similar situation. I don't know, actually. I mean, what if I made the mistake of having a kid that wants to be an artist and also wants to then do their own thing and stream the process? Holy shit. Or who knows if streaming is even a thing in 20 years, right? So I feel like I have to show the baby we believe it's there, just make art of them. I'll probably introduce baby on stream a couple times here and there. And Ella might have to throw me baby while she's doing something or whatever occasionally on stream. Like, you know, remember when Yuna was a puppy? And every once in a while Ella would have to deliver me a Yuna, and I'd have to like keep her from chewing on tables and shit for like 20 minutes or whatever. Might be the same with baby. I don't know. Really not entirely sure yet what's going to happen with it. So I find there are streamers making 1-2 lines on the drawing before running 28 questions and messages. Wait, what? What do you mean? What am I supposed to be just like hard focused on drawing the whole time? I don't know, man. That seems pretty boring, isn't it? Little one's name is Luna, because I told my husband I was going to give him the moon. That's adorable. That's adorable. I love that. That's a great name too, Luna. Yeah, I had a couple girls' names in mind, but didn't really have many boys' names. Boys' names are, I think, tougher than girls' names, you know? In some ways. As somebody who's had to do this recently, I personally think that finding a good boy's name is tougher than finding a great girl's name. You can be a lot more dramatic and expressive with girls' names. Boys, I don't know, man. Depends on the boy. Depends on the guy. They also get nicknamed a lot more, so you gotta think about that. I'll figure it out though. Don't worry. Don't worry, bro. First day of the Civ event I am part of yesterday is pretty rough. What happened? A lot of lag, 3 server restarts, whitelisting problems. God damn. This is a pretty long event though, isn't it? So you should be fine, right? You'll figure it out. You'll figure it out, I'm sure. I hope it was fun at the very least. With all the problems and restarts, that first day event kind of hype is strong. Would it really be, or it'd be really cool to draw future male and female D&D characters for your child just for the 10 years later. So your mom put me in charge of character creation. So I made these two choices. That's amazing. I love that. Yeah. That's adorable. Yeah, I gotta figure like, what do I need to set up my kid for right now? Like, I have to make them a Pokemon Go account right now, right? So they can get all the exclusive event Pokemon and shit now. You know, so they're not like 9. They're like, oh man, Dad, I can't believe you didn't get me the Pokemon Go Fest costume Pikachu from 2026. I'm like, I'm sorry, son. I didn't think of it, you know, so I gotta get that on, right? Quincy, what's up, dude? Hello. Happy New Year, bud. Good to see ya. What's going on? Quincy, we're just talking about finding dramatic character names for baby. I need to find like a really good dramatic fantasy name for my son this year. It's gonna be tough, man. You have any ideas for good character names? A bunch of baby boys' names, but we named second baby Avis, which is Latin for bird, since he's flying around somewhere. That's cute. That's kind of nice, man. That's sweet. Hopefully the event today will be better, since it's usually the way with most Minecraft events of the sort. I hope so too. I hope you have fun regardless. Yeah, I can't believe they'll put me in charge of character creation. It is cool to give a baby a cool fantasy name, right? Everyone in my family would hate it. Multiple people in the family were like, don't you name your kid something dumb from Lord of the Rings or whatever. Yeah, a few names you like at the moment. You know, honestly, we didn't find out we were having a boy until New Year's Eve. Ellis had a couple of scans and stuff around then and a couple of appointments. It's been a busy like week. After the holidays, she got scheduled for a bunch of stuff. So we only found out we were having a boy like a week or so ago. So I haven't been thinking about shit, you know? I was like looking at popular baby names and stuff. All the modern baby names, all the like Liams and Olivers and stuff. I don't know. There's like, people are being dramatic about their names. You know? Milo and Luca. It's a whole thing. I need to find... Now, Ella doesn't like the name Ecthelion. I like the name Ecthelion, right? Or Glorfindel, or Fingolfin. I like all these. But apparently Ella doesn't take to Elvish names from the undying twin-treed tribes of the Arda elves. So Alexander fits there. How about Morgoth? If I'm gonna go with Morgoth, Ella already vetoed Kidith Ungol. And I don't know why. So I don't know if she'd be okay with Morgoth. I don't know, man. It's tough naming kids, isn't it? It's a responsibility I gotta figure out. I gotta like be on point with it. So I'll figure it out, I'm sure. That or... Oh, God. Okay. You know when you're playing like a MMO and you just hit the random name generator a couple times? You can't do that with a kid, right? Can't do that with a kid. Got it. Got it. Okay. Got it. Yes.
Hi, Evan and crew.
Yes. Hello, Mel. What's up, dude?
So my connection is shit.
Oh.
I hope your computer is doing okay, Evan. Smiley face emoji.
Better. Slightly better than it was before. But yeah, I fixed a couple things. I was late to stream, Mel, because my computer broke again after last stream. So I had to fix some shit. But we're live, and that's all that really matters right now. So thanks a lot, bits, Mel. I appreciate it. Thank you for contributing to the Orbathon prelude, as it were. So you had a middle name to work with too. That's true. I have multiple middle names, so I think I'll give my son multiple middle names too. You know, give him a real option to do whatever. I'm Greek. Should I think of some kind of rare Greek names for your son? Ooh, I did look at sort of mythology names, and there were a couple of Greek mythology names or mythological names that were in there that I kind of liked. You know, I like some of the you know, the Jasons and Hectors and whatnot of mythology. I like those names, but I don't know. It's a lot, man. It's a lot. I'm thinking about this quite a bit. Why am I on different layers here? I'm also not recording. Mother. You know what? It's Jesus,
that one,
bro.
Did you?
Mel, chill, dude. God,
Face with heart
fuck.
emoji.
They use 1,000 bits, dude. Okay, yeah, it's fixed. God, chill, dude. Chill. Holy God, relax, dude. Thank you, Mel. I appreciate it. Thanks for the 1,000 bits. Good God, man. Relax, dude. You threw too many bits at me, bro. I don't deserve it, man. Come on, chill. Thank you, though. It is fixed. There, you fixed it. Okay, great. Hey, there we go. Okay, process recording. Resume. Click. Done. Okay. Gotta get this done today because don't have much time to finish this off before I've got other things to get to. But I have to, so we are going to finish this project today, or if I don't finish this project today, I will add an extra week to the Orbathon, if anyone remembers. A whole week of extra bonus Orbathon if I... Yep. Don't think I won't. Don't think that I won't. Never mind, delete the VOD. Don't chat, turn off the 666-bit sound alert before you show your kid on stream. Yes. Yep. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, also delete the entire Project Evangeline channel, though, as well, right? You know? Oh, give me 1 sec, guys. 1 sec.
You finish it today, then you can grab the presents from the P.O. box. Smiling face with hearts emoji.
All right. We're good. We're good. I'm back. I returned. We're fine. Disaster averted. We're okay. We're live. What can you see the topic names? I recently met my homeroom teacher from school, graduated from, and she said that in one of the classes where she teaches physics, there are children with exotic names. The boys are Moses, August, Altair. Girls are Athena, Aurora, even Renee. Renee? That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I don't know, kids are getting weird names recently, right? Wait. Did I miss bits? Mel, damn it. Then you grab the presents from the PO box. Yes, I think I'm probably going to be going into town today to grab some supplies for dinner, so I'll be stopping by the PO box if that's the case. And if not, then we'll be in town tomorrow because I'll be. Wait, is it Thursday? It's Wednesday. No. Wait. Friday, I'll be off. Dude, there's so many appointments I gotta remember. Apparently, for some reason, I don't really know why, but apparently you go to the doctor a lot when you're having a baby. I don't get what I want to do scans and tests all the time. What the fuck? Bunch of nerds, right? So I'll be in town the next couple of days regardless. I'm actually kind of looking forward to it. I need to go to the game store and buy see if I can get some more promo cases thingies. Because it would be fun if I can find a good deal on like a large amount of the cases that I use for promos. It'd be really fun to put all the Orbathon promos in proper cases. That would be kind of sick if you ask me. So I am convinced that if I can find them, I will make sure to do. I would make shipping them a little more expensive, but I don't know. I think they're way cooler in the cool case, man. You know, makes them look more official, and they're protected and preserved for all of eternity until you open that shit. Like so, you know, right? You got to go in for some scans and shit. Like what? What do you scan? What? Like, oh, make sure the baby has all their fingers. Like, whatever, dude. Make sure the baby has all their organs. I got to go for another scan. We got to go for a Friday scan because our baby would not open his hand on the anatomy scan. So they got to look for a couple things. He was just sitting there like fist bumping the whole time, and they're like, "Baby, please open your left hand." And I'm like, "My son, please, I don't want to drive into town for them to rescan to make sure." You have because they're like counting their toesies and stuff, but yeah, they also couldn't see one other thing because baby wouldn't flip. So that was crazy, man. The amount of scans. Well, you learn a lot, bro. You learn a lot about the process of what the medical system does to ensure babies are healthy. You know. First time we went for a scan, they're like, "Oh, he's got a little heartbeat." Well, it has a little heartbeat. I'm like, that's cool. They're like, that's a good sign. I'm like, oh, okay, all right, you know, right? That's the whole thing. Heather, do you have work? What do you mean by that, Chris? What kind of work? I'm working right now. I'm a little confused. Good morning, Brooklyn. Design's looking great. Like the hair chains. Excellent. Good. If you approve the character design, Brooklyn, I know I'm on the right track. So I appreciate that. She is a drow in disguise as a high elf. So we need to give maybe like some subtle nods and hints to that, like slightly more ornate drow ancestry without being too obvious, as to preserve the mystery. Whatever mystery there is going to be preserved. So, you know.
My amazing jokes don't land well with the shitty internet here since it takes Ian for Brian to say my message. Crying face emoji.
I got it. What are you talking about? Thanks for the 100 bits, Mel. I appreciate it. Thanks, dude. Artwork. Who's this for? This is for a client who put in a request on my coffee that I'm just trying to finish up real quick, where I get into some pretty deep January projects and I'll have to forego my coffee for a while. But yeah, it's for one of my viewers for her D&D game. So very cool. Favorite class? I don't want to ruin whatever positive opinion you might have of me, Agnes, but my favorite class is actually and unfortunately the Paladin. And I know that maybe that's not as hot of a take as it used to be, but my favorite classes when I get to play at any point in time are the Paladin and the Fighter. My favorite class now is, it's a little bit like, I'm not sure if this is an acceptable answer, but my favorite class now is actually the Astral Knight. which is a class that I developed for my wife, actually. She wanted to play a certain type of character that wasn't going to originally have a class, but more be like a narrative thing, you know, the Astral Knights or the Astari. But she really wanted to play as one, so I had to make it into a class. So it's got a lot of elements from a lot of the martial sort of heavy classes that I've loved in video games across the ages. But I like heavy classes. I like sword and board classes, anything with a high defense that can be a combat controller. So yeah, fighters, paladins, versatility. I know it's not popular. People want to hear things like the warlock or the bard or something like that, you know? But I feel like I'm too bread and butter for that. I keep getting criticized for that on the internet whenever I talk about it on TikTok or anything. And I don't know, maybe people come around at some point in time and show some appreciation, some love to the heavy hitters, the marshals. Yeah, as soon as you said something about rooting my opinion of you, yep. Yeah, well, here's the thing. Like, Paladins in 3.5, when I first started playing, I started playing 3.0. But 3.0 and 3.5 Paladins were really fun, I think. Because you could take a lot of different feats to make your Paladin play like a fighter in a lot of ways, but have a couple of little added benefits of a little bit of, like, casting things here and there. So I really like those, which is kind of how the Astral Knight works. The Astral Knight is like a magic caster, but they cast through melee effects, weapon things like that. So, yeah, the Astral Knight's probably my favorite class to as far as design goes, because I made it to be fun. You know, I made it to be fun in the exact way that I like classes, because I kind of know the way Ella likes to play, and thinking that she is feeling the same thing as me with modern classes being a little bit too drab. It's hard to pick any 5th edition class as a favorite, though, because I think 5th edition did something that I think is probably necessary for the hobby, and I don't criticize Wizards for doing, but just personally, they made 5th edition classes all play very well, but in order to do that, they removed some of the heart and soul of them. So it's like, do you want your class to ever be like kind of like buggy, basically? And for WotC, the answer is no. We don't ever want our class to be buggy. But that's kind of the way that old D&D classes worked, is there were little things where it's kind of like, huh, how the shit does that work? Or what the hell's going on with this thing? But it was fun. It was fun because the class worked in a certain way that was like really inspiring for like unique gameplay. And I think they kind of did away with that in the name of never having like sort of things not working with the class, so that they could like kind of set and forget the game a little bit more with GMs and give them more like sort of authority and power over the game, which is great and good. But the problem is, for a player that doesn't mind adjusting rules when necessary, I'd rather the classes be more mechanically interesting, even if the rules need a little bit of a nudge once in a while to fit into something, you know, a situation or whatever. So you get work and no one else? I'm a little confused. But yeah, I get a decent amount of work as art. I think lots of other people get work as well. I'm a little confused, Chris. I'm not sure what you're saying. I'm sorry, dude. Have special slot tracking addiction, and I enjoy being backline support. The occasional lightning bolt and fireball is very satisfying, though. And that's the thing. I do enjoy those, like, you know, caster classes, but I like my sword and board martial boys, right? You know? Kind of a joke at this point. I've never played a paladin, so I don't know what I'm talking about. It's kind of funny to judge people for it, though. Well, around here we have a irrational hatred of cleric players and clerics. So if you wanna judge anyone for anything, there's a couple people in here that still play clerics for some reason. And remember, always be nice to your cleric player, because they don't have any friends.
Okay.
Yep.
Sadly, my internet is shitting the bed.
Oh, man.
Be able to come
I appreciate it, Mel.
or maybe tomorrow. Have
well,
a good day, Evan.
Good luck, bro.
Tape be blessed to hold your computer in one.
The machine spirit thanks you for your contribution. Thanks for the 100 bits, Mel. Thank you. Thanks, dude. Thanks for the support, bro. What do you mean you don't understand? I don't understand by what you mean by so you get work and no one else. Are you implying that like no other artists get work? And or I'm not exactly sure. So I mean, lots of artists get work, you know? The heck? I know a ton of artists that get a ton of work. What? You just got to be good and dedicated.
Also,
I don't know.
Evan, only 48,768
Yes.
bits left.
Oh my god.
Okay, gotta go by. Smiling face with hearts emoji.
You're a D-Gen, Mel. Thanks for the 100 bits, bro. You know, help. Have a nice day. All right, Chris, take care, bro. Not sure what I could have helped with, but good luck in your endeavors, my friend. Good luck. There's plenty of work out there if you need it. You just gotta find it, I guess. The ADHD, the sleep spell, or AD&D, the sleep spell is one of the most powerful no saving throws. Sleep has always been very powerful, hasn't it? Or is it no longer a thing in 5th Ed or whatever that people use? I don't know. I don't think I've had a player use that shit in a long time. Your question is, what is your role in the campaign outside of the sheets, the face, and the talker, even though your charisma is -5 because no one wants to talk? Man, that's too real. The loot and shopping goblin, the note taker, perpetual DM. My role in here's the thing, man. I don't know because I don't really play D&D as a player much anymore. Like I've been playing a game with Ashy and Ulner and Vixie for a while, and we've had to put it on hiatus because I got busy and then baby. So that's been a thing. But I really want to get back to it at a certain point in time and start jamming draw steel with them. And I try and kind of just be like a bit of a chameleon, whatever the group sort of needs. That's the best way that I think you can sort of situate yourself as a player. But I don't play that often. I mean, I'm more of a GM only kind of guy now these days, and I kind of like it that way. So I really like the game that I'm playing with Ashley and Ulner, but I think that it's going to be a very, very long time before I play D&D again as a player. For one, I really like running D&D and I miss it, but also I realized that running D&D in Eldara is essential to my world building, right? And if I only have time for like one game, let's just say a week, it'll have to be a game where I'm running stuff for Eldara as opposed to, you know, oh, nope, don't do it. Don't do it, Photoshop. Okay, there we go. All right. All right. I was creating a monopoly in art. That's the devilish to hear. Yes. Misheard everything trying to make a joke. No, there's somebody in YouTube chat there. I just wasn't really sure what they were talking about. So, yeah. I'm not quite sure what they meant by so you get work and no one else. I guess there's lots of artists out there that are struggling to find work, but I think if you treat your business as an artist like a real business and you're not a hobby, I think it's actually pretty easy to make it. I think it's just a decision of work, you know, like work ethic and effort spent as opposed to like luck or anything that I've learned in the last couple of years, which is good and bad. Terrifying. What's up, Victor? Or wait, some fantasy creatures here. Not today, unfortunately. We're just doing characters designs. We are not doing monsters just yet. I'll be doing some monster design probably late next week or early the week after to finish up a couple of tokens and some things for the adventure. So mostly just characters today. I'm going to finish this character for somebody and then move on to the fan art piece that I was finishing for Thimble, which is going to be cool. So we tried Outdraw Steel at all yet. We tried a couple of encounters in their tutorial adventure. I think I'm going to like it a lot. We tried it out a bit, yeah. Draw Steel is a really, really great system. Like, it's a really insanely well-developed system. I have always really thought that Matt Colville has like had maybe one of the best sort of like opinions on TTRPGs and the way to kind of like Matt Colville got into some heat a couple years ago when he said that D&D is a war game first. It's not people will say like during the 2020 sort of era when everyone was trying out D&D for the first time because Critical Role and Stranger Things and everyone was at home with COVID. People were like, what is D&D? So you had all these videos on the internet, creators and stuff. And I don't mean any like disrespect to them, but a lot of people would say D&D is a collective storytelling game. And that's really not what D&D is. D&D is a war game. It is great for storytelling. It's just so good for storytelling. It's a great game that you can use to tell a collective story. Sure, whatever. But like for my D&D games that I run for my players, it's not a collective storytelling game. It is a narrative adventure that they play through. So they aren't dictating the story. They're dictating what they do in the story, but they're not dictating the overall plot because they like the grand story to take, like, you know, it's like reading a novel you can interact with. That's the way they like to play. So that's the way I would run my D&D game. But D&D is a war game, and Matt Colville got into a lot of heat for saying that. But I think Matt Colville has always had a good idea on how to make the combat and the mechanical aspect of a TTRPG really, really fun. And Drawsteel's like customization and combat and whatever, really cool. Like, I love the customization in that game. So I think Drawsteel is going to kind of continue to grow in popularity as a bit more of a crunchy alternative to Fifth Ed, being a little, you know, a little relaxed sometimes. Because you can have the greatest of role-playing experiences in any game. You don't need the game to specifically cater to that on its own, right? You can have a great story and tell a great, you know, tale in any kind of game, and Drawsteel is a really, really good one. So yeah, I mean, I'd love to also make like Horizon and adventures for Drawsteel, Daggerheart, and Fifth Ed. That'd be my goal, is if I could make my adventure in 3 different systems. Because, like, ideally I would like to make a system agnostic adventure, and I'd like to say things like, hey, this cave is full of these abyssal zombies, here's the art for them, make the encounter difficult. But I think a lot of people that go to an adventure, they want they want that in it. They want the specific, like, stats and stuff like that, stat blocks, and that's totally fair. But what I've heard is very interesting, actually. This was like it kind of blew my mind. I got feedback from a lot of people at conventions asking them about, like, things like, you know, the game or the adventure, and people would say, oh, this is a D&D adventure, phooey, like, I play Pathfinder. And I'm like, so I started asking a question. I asked them the question, would you be interested in the adventure, though, if it was a system agnostic adventure and not a D&D adventure? And they said, absolutely. And I remember I had this conversation with the group of players, and they're really nice, but it was like kind of funny. And I said, so like Horizon, they tell them Horizon Adventure. They were like, oh, it sounds so cool, whatever, maybe we'll play D&D for this. But they were kind of like, you know, apprehensive about it because they play Pathfinder. Like, yeah, I don't know, we play Pathfinder. And I asked them, would you play this if it was a Pathfinder adventure? And they said, absolutely, amazing, great. Would you play this if this was a system agnostic adventure that you had to kind of create your own stats for? And they said, oh, absolutely, I don't mind doing that, creating our own stats for it. Like, if you tell me what's there. And I was like, great, because you can play a D&D adventure as a Pathfinder adventure system agnostic if you just ignore the numbers that I give. And I saw, like, kind of like cables connecting, neurons being generated, hamsters running on wheels, and the guy was just like, yeah, why wouldn't we be able to play any adventure as a system agnostic? What the hell am I thinking? And we all kind of had a laugh about it. But I have thought about that like, I think that I really want to have Horizon be adventure with multiple systems that it's developed for, right? With a little bit of system agnostic kind of trim to it, of like, hey, here's an encounter. There's no stats for this little one, but if you want to make it fun, throw some extra zombies at them as they're trying to run into the cave or whatever. Just things like that, you know, or whatever. So where do you even start when you want to draw the world you're building? I've been wanting to try, but it seems insanely complicated. You know where I started? I'll show you. It's super fun. So where I started for the realms was, this is the current sort of like world map ish. I don't like the idea of having a full world map, but having a world map is somewhat useful. I think that, like, for me personally, my hot take opinion on world building is that it is a good idea to not flesh out your entire world map first. It's a better idea to pick a couple of locations that are important, go super zoomed in, high resolution on them, and then have everything be low, kind of fade to low res as you go out, which is why I will develop maps for regions, and then kind of, you know, like sort of what's in different parts of the world, but I'm not ever going to have a full world map until Teleria is mostly finished. So where I started the adventure was in a little town called Hearthwood, right here, and it was in a little area called Southwood, and that's where I started the adventure with the crew. As I started a D&D game, I said, you guys are in a town, called Hearthwood, and it is in a forest called Southwood. And I knew that it was on the south of a sort of like a country, a kingdom, and I knew there was ocean to the south. I knew there was country to the north. I knew that the country was called Stonemark, and I had a very brief sort of like loose history of it. But I didn't know. I knew there were maybe elves that way or cool things this way or whatever, but it's okay to not know what everything is right off the bat, right off the rip, and say, hey, here's where every little thing is. It's perfectly fine to say in a small town in Hearthwood at a little inn, you start your adventure. And the players, unless you have insufferable players, if your players say like, well, what's the Elven land like? And it's like, oh, well, as a scholar, you'd be very familiar with it, but I haven't built it out yet. So it's very mystical and otherworldly and strange. And your players are kind of like, oh, okay, cool. Got it, man. If you have a player that's really pedantic and like demanding to know every little detail, it's like, I don't know, man. It's a little whatever, right? Wise folks in the whole thing and eventually losing interest. No, I think that honestly it's really, it makes sense to want to put everything in a box. Like if you're making a puzzle, what do you do first? You do the outside, you do the corners, and you do the border, the edge, and then you sort of like work in on different little areas. But I think that's we have like an instinct to do that. We have an instinct to make a world map. And so I will sometimes have people that I've made a world map for a couple people. And what I notice is if they map out every single city, country, kingdom, every ocean, everything, everywhere, then the problem is that when they want to add something new because they have a great idea for something in, a year's time, they can't fit it anywhere because they've already put something everywhere. So leave yourself space. And also, like, for this is I'm hoping to have people play D&D games in the world eventually. Like, I have the adventure that I'm writing for it, and it takes you through an adventure in the Shattered Sea. So this area down here, and you do a whole little adventure, and you go around the Shattered Sea. And then I have, the Lemeshire Desert has a map. The Relic Coast has a map. Stonemark has a map. And then I also have the Elven Lands Ashasari, the kind of the northern Dwarven and Tiefling and Dragonborn-ish kingdoms are up here. And then I kind of want to have these extra little blue areas as maps too. I kind of want to have this like isle of like kind of trading island kingdoms, have a map for them. I kind of want to maybe describe a little bit more of what's going on down here, because there was an old conflict between the elves and then the people down here a long time ago. And then I kind of want a map of this sort of like wilderness area, like wild Canada shit, kind of. But I don't need to have all these maps done. So whenever I have the world finished, and this is also a very important one because it's kind of like the central like place, seat of power in the world. So once I have all these maps done, everything outside of them will be very low resolution. So imagine you're playing the adventure and it's like, hey, this is really fun. Now I want to open the Teleria campaign guide to like be able to continue playing in Teleria because my players are enjoying it. We finished the adventure, the 8-week adventure. Now I kind of want to do my own like homebrew stuff until the next adventure comes out. I want there to be lots of empty space for players, so that if you say, hey, we know that there's the Lemeshire Desert up here, and we know that there is harsh desert in between here. But if you want to create a kingdom of like ancient lizard folk that have come up through a floating city in the sands, you can do that right here in your own canonical version of the world. It's kind of like the way you play Star Wars D&D. Star Wars D&D is great because you have all these planets that are like, you know what Tatooine is, you know what Coruscant is, you know what Cato Nemoidia is. Strange example, but it's the first one popped in my head. But then you also have a lot of room in the galaxy to create your own world. And so that was the most fun when my players would like go to a new world that I created as this like, oh, this is like a pirate trade port on the outer rim, just on the edge of Hutt space. And so there's a lot of like Nar Shaddaa and Nal Hutta influences, but a lot of also like strange, Chagrian and Tragruda kind of things going on. It was like a new place, but it fit well into the world because there was never something right there that was already pre-described. So giving a lot of blank space, or even if you're not doing this for a big project like I'm doing it, you're doing it for your players. If you have empty space here and your players like, man, I want to be from like a dark vampire count kingdom of eternal night where everyone's just a Castlevania reference. Well, if you don't have every last little bit measured out, then it's like, I don't know, there's a whole bunch of stuff going on down here. Maybe I'll put a couple of landmarks on the world map, like maybe there's a big city here and name it, not really write much about it. Maybe there's some cool runes here, a big mountain range that's dramatic here. Then a player has room to say, oh, how about my kingdom's right there? And you as the DM is like, okay, sure, man. I just wouldn't worry about world building the whole picture. I think it's absolutely the best thing to start very narrow, very small, very humble, with a general idea of how things look, super vibes only, beyond the scope of what your actual game is right there. That's my advice. I don't know if it works for everybody, because I know that it is easier if you have a box and you start building in. But that's the way that I've avoided overwhelm in a lot of ways. Because yeah, I mean, there's just so much to do. You're like, oh, I got to make a whole world, and I got to make everybody and elves and dragons and whatever, and you try and fill the world in. But even beyond that, this is Teleria. This is one realm of Eldara. So if you don't know this kind of the basis, I guess, of the kind of the setting that I'm making, it's called the Realms of Eldara, and it is basically like, imagine instead of fantasy planes, they're all physical worlds in like space, and they're all kind of like the moons of Jupiter. So Eldara is the name of this like one central kind of like planet, this like beautiful kind of like white glowing planet that's always in the sky because you can always see it because you're literally a moon of it. And then you have all these like Earth-sized worlds, the 20-ish worlds that are kind of orbiting around the moons of Jupiter, you know, kind of how that works. So you also see like different worlds in the sky at any given time. And it's the whole thing, the story's progressing to like opening up the gates to the Eldar, and it's a whole thing. But so even then, I don't even know what like 16 to 20 of the worlds are even going to look like. And I'm okay with them being blank space. Maybe they have names or some like light details on them. So like, let's say you love the Realms of Eldara campaign guide. You've played the game in it. You've done this, whatever. I did the Kickstarter. Everything I ever wanted to do for D&D Ambitions has been done. It's a great setting that people love playing D&D in, but you as a DM love the like mechanics of how Eldara works. You like the lore, you like the ancient history, you like the classes, the Astral Knight, the Astral Sage, the aura magic, the whole thing, but you want to make your own fantasy realm. Well, I might leave a couple of realms of Eldara completely blank so that you can insert your own one into your canonical table of view. It's kind of like how the speculation of in Warhammer 40k, there was 20 legions of Space Marines for 20 Primarchs, but there was 2 Primarchs that were erased from history or whatever. And some of the speculation is that that's supposed to leave room for players to put their own homebrew Space Marine legions in, but who knows what it's actually for. But it's a good idea, I think, if you have something that you want other people to be able to tell stories in, to have loose blank space. So I definitely don't feel like you need to have every last little detail on every last little map, on every last little thing. Like even these maps, I always say to my players, these are just some of the bigger cities and towns, you know? Like the Shattered Sea, or even in here, between New Loria and Briar Pass, there's probably like 20 small hamlets, villages, whatever. This is just what made it to the map, you know? So the players have a lot of room, and then I have a lot of room. If I feel like they've been traveling for too long, I want to throw them to a village or whatever. That's there for them, that I can like, I don't put myself in that box either, you know? I don't mean the expert, but if you need help with Daggerheart conversion, let me know. I actually will probably take you up on that, Greg. So also, Greg, would you want to play in a game at GameCon in the evening on one of the days? Would you be interested in a seat at the table at an Eldar adventure? Just gauging interest before I ask GameCon for a table one night or whatever in the after hours gaming. So yes, all right, dope. Do you make these in Photoshop? Yes, every map, everything I do is in Photoshop for the most. Actually, yeah, completely. I was gonna say for the most part, but I don't even do any of my logos or branding in Illustrator anymore because I just don't have any use for vector graphics, really. So everything I do is Photoshop. I can't think of anything that I do that's not. So I like messed around with Clip a little bit, but I'm not the biggest fan of Clip Studio. I think it's a great tool for a lot of things that I do, but the problem is it's just not powerful enough for painting in the way that I want it to be. So yeah, Photoshop, basically entirely everything. Fill your map completely. You also need to do all the work to do descriptions, populations, societal hierarchy, criminal organizations, lore, etc. Because at some point your players might want to go there. Yeah, for sure. And like the maps were great for that too, Moose, where the players would basically tell me what they think is interesting. You know, when I show my players, the map is also not supposed to be a direct one-to-one representation of what's there. Basically, like when I have a map and I show my players and say, hey, here's the map. It's a storytelling tool, really, the way I see it. So I say to them, like, you know, you are here in the port city of Lorm Asasha. There you are. You guys are here. And you need to travel to Ashalore, the capital of Ashasari, to meet with someone very important. The point of the map is to give the players a storytelling tool for like how they want to get there. I don't know if like the distances between these two places are like exactly measured properly and whatever. It's not a that's why I don't use the word cartography. It's a fun word to use and say, oh, we're cartographers, we're making maps. I do think that there's a certain level of exactitude and precision required for cartography as a science, as an endeavor, and I'm just kind of like making a map, which is I think what most of us do for fantasy nerds, but the word cartography is still fun, and I'd never take that away from anybody. But the whole idea is that if they're here and they're here, the map is supposed to show them cool things along the way to inspire adventure. So if they're like, ooh, what if we go through Lormala and check like and go up to like Ashmasari and then go down here, or maybe we want to go see what the seat of Eldara is, and then I hear the Crystal Falls are cool and we can like bounce around there or whatever, or oh, the Windwoods, we know somebody there, so we'll do that. Like the whole point of the map is just to inspire that. And then also when your players are telling you what they think is interesting, that's a good cue for you to world build that a little more. So if you have like the Ashmasari kind of like the Twilight Elves, maybe they're like 20% complete, and then your players say, what are the Twilight Elves? Let me roll a knowledge Twilight Elf check. You're like, they're like nighttime elves that live in a twilight forest where they get moon magic on all their flowers and shit, and they you know what I mean? It's like a very brief description, but your players are sitting there like, that's the coolest thing ever, man. You're like, oh, okay. I guess while they're going to the Twilight Elves, I'll build them out a little more. So it's kind of like, I think, fun to also dictate what you world build if you're world building while also playing a D&D game. But that's also a specific kind of case, right? But I definitely don't think a lot of people have this idea that you need to like finish the world before you can like run the game, and I don't think that's true. I think it's much better to take it out slow, be easy, be chill, and just world build at your own pace with it. And your players will tell you what to do and what they think is cool. They'll always tell you what they think is cool by wanting to go and like off the path and investigate stuff. And I don't know, maybe it's like my players are a bit unique, but my players would want to go take the long way on an adventure just for the sake of seeing a cool thing. And I also never would rush them, and I make sure that's like a DM secret that I realize is like a dumb like toolkit hack, is I never tell my players, like, the benefit of having urgency is that the story has stakes, but I always find the benefits of urgency are outweighed by the benefits of being able to linger a bit on your adventure. So it's like you need to go here to do the thing, but it's not like it has to happen before the Majora's Mask moon sets on the 7th day of the 5th horizon in the Dragon Kingdom of the Twilight Deeps. Otherwise, the world ends. Because the players are going to pick the most efficient, razor-sharp route straight from point A to point B. And I think a lot of the fun of the D&D games that I've played, definitely in Eldara and other systems, is the players going and exploring things along the way. It's seeing it's the adventure of it as opposed to the like mission of it, so adventure focused DMing as opposed to mission focused DMing or whatever. Do you look at any historic maps? None of them are accurate. Scotland was drawn sideways 300 years. Well, everyone knew it didn't go like that because one dude at the point ran out of space on his paper and everyone thought that was cool or something and copied that. I know historical maps were never accurate. But the thing is, though, in the modern day, Jacob, is that the D&D hobby is filled with a phalanx of glasses adjusting neckbeards who demand to find any hole in anything and be the clever one to pick it apart. So a lot of times when you have something and you say, oh yeah, this map is like from here to here, they will like get a ruler out and measure it to show you that like, but actually, you said that it was 2-week travel by horseback between this point and that point, and they're both the plains, and this map is, 3.2 centimeters between these places, but only like 2.5 centimeters between these places, and you said it was the same travel duration. Explain that, DM. Like, the problem is that you may not think that that's a large enough portion of the D&D community to worry about, but it is a sizable enough that you at the very least need to answer for your crimes of having a vibe based map once in a while. So, and I think that what happens with a lot of people, and I say this from experience because I fell into this trap for a long time. It took me years to get out of this and basically not give a shit people's opinions on challenging me. When somebody challenges an idea in your world, they try and pick it apart in order to demonstrate that they're clever. It's like a puzzle. You, by having a thing, like present a challenge to them to pick apart to show that they're a clever, smarter person, right? So that's why a lot of times when I have a world building idea and I'm like, oh yeah, they're monks, but they all use swords that are made of glass, right? You have people like who just either in TikTok comments or on stream are sitting there trying to argue the point of why it's inefficient to do this or whatever, or people trying to argue these weird points. And it's so interesting because the problem is if you just kind of shrug and say like, yeah, man, I don't know, then they like say like, oh, well, you haven't thought this through, it's like not very well done, then you haven't like, it's not well developed, you haven't like, they like make it a moral case as if you failed. But the problem, like the thing that took me like probably 3 to 4 years to figure out how to say is not the vibe I'm looking for. So when I have the Astral Knight and somebody loses their mind over how the fact that they can't play an Astral Knight without using the Astral Knight's sword, which is basically an English longsword or whatever, and because they want to play, I want to be an Astral Knight with a katana, I want to be an Astral Knight with a battle axe, I want to be an Astral Knight with a pike, I want to be an Astral Knight with nunchucks, and you're like, that's not the way Astral Knights work. Sorry, man. Like, sure, if you want to, that's fine. But if you want to play a canonical Astral Knight, they don't do that, right? If you want to be the special pony and you'd be the first Astral Knight in 7,000 years to change their weapon, that's fine. But as an Astral Knight, you would not want anything else but that weapon, because that you're conditioned, you're part of the culture of it, you're in it, you believe in it, you've been indoctrinated into the Astral Knight, whatever ideology, and you love the fucking longsword. That's part of your character as an Astral Knight. When people try and like identify that all like well, actually the saber's better for this and the whatever, and here's all the reasons why this is an inefficient idea, it's I think it's the easiest thing to say is basically it's not the vibe I'm going for. And if you can't understand what that means, then I think that there's like a level of like, okay, we're not having the same conversation, so don't even bother. So for maps, you might be surprised, but there is a lot of people, there are a lot of people that demand that everything be like exactly precision, whatever, perfect, square, labels, this and all that, time, duration, calculated, angle of sun, time of year versus, phase of moon, retrograde shit. And they will then criticize you for not having a scientific tool of a map, because modern maps are scientific tools. And so they think that a map should be a scientific tool, as opposed to, it's the map for me is not a tool of measurement. It's an inspiration to adventure. And so I don't even try and figure out, right? Exploration road is under maintenance, speed restrictions, but that's the thing. That I think is a wrong. I think that's the wrong way to approach them, because if you ever try and explain it with some sort of like convenience or Deus Ex Machina or whatever, and you get into this sort of like argumentative battle with nerds over the correctness of your tool, the problem is that eventually you lose, because you will never have as much free time on your hands to think about dumb shit as somebody who does this perpetually, right? Like imagine trying to get in this argument with somebody who has like 30,000 Twitter posts, or like, I don't know what the Reddit currency is, but like a substantial amount of that. You're not going to win. So it's much easier, I think, when you're developing something or world building to just sort of like kind of disengage from the argument altogether. And there's a lot of people who are those like neckbeard glasses adjusting D&D nerds that I love, that will be like, this is trash. If you haven't even thought about the mechanical properties of whatever your map and this and that, then you're not a good world builder. It's like, okay, fine, man. Like, all right. So I wouldn't even go that far. I wouldn't even try to explain it, if that makes sense, How many orbs deep are we into orb crawl? The Orbathon is currently in the
other realms would squander our most precious resource. That won't do.
Evan, shut up and take my money.
What the fuck, Azalea? What the hell? Jesus, dude. Excuse me? You can't just cheer 10,000 bits casually. That's not... It's the prelude to an Orbathon. The meme is that the Orbathon is... It starts in the... We can't... This is not... This is not the way... We need to have a guild meeting about how to properly Orbathon. What the fuck, dude? Oh, fuck, man. Holy shit, Azalea. Thank you for the 10,000 bits, I guess. Oh god, oh, my side. Oh, jeez. Oh, it hurts. Oh, fuck. Holy shit, Azalea. God damn. Hey, that is indeed a very orb. Oh my god. What do we do? Do I just... Is that just 4 more orb promos, or do I have to do something for 10,000 bits?
The other realms would squander our most precious resource. That won't do.
Nope, I was promised Orbathon today. I am sorry I was busy. I didn't make the meeting.
Wait.
I was held up by the paladin again. There was
By the
some
what?
nonsense about
Paladin, oh
Knights
god.
not being above paladin law.
This is because Aduria rolled 20 on the guild stew for the year. What the fuck is Azalea? Holy shit. What the hell, man? Dude, it's a Orbathon's such a stupid meme. I said... Okay, we'll add this all to the timer. Okay, we'll add this all to the timer, man. The Orbathon's gonna... Oh my god. Okay, Azalea, for the meme, would you rather 8 of the 50 promo slots that you can give away, keep whatever, or would you rather something different for a 10,000 bit promo? What is a dumber, funnier meme? Do you want like a super promo encased in the plastic thing, whatever, on thick cardstock of some ultra giga orb? Or do you want just fucking 8 more of the orb slots? Because whatever the best meme is that's the highest chance to get me canceled on Reddit if people are ever thinking Orbathon's serious, that I think is the best. It's been 7 days the new year. I was already been beaten up by his chair, or beaten up his chair out of shock. 11 out of 10. I didn't beat up my chair. Okay, I gave it a little pat pat. That's it. Okay, it was a little pat pat. Fuck, man. I remember what the fuck I was talking about. I remember my own name. That's a lot of goddamn bits. Do it. Giga Chad mean plus 4 promo slots. You can raffle 3 of them away. Okay. I gotta record this. All right. Azalea has... Okay. This is so stupid. This is the dumbest fucking... Okay. God. So, slot 9, 10, 11, 12 is Azalea plus 3 randoms. Random rolls. And then Azalea wants a Giga Orb as well. So Orb promo. This is so stupid. Giga Orb. We gotta make these promos on stream, by the way, just so you guys know. The fabled Giga Orb that was foretold. It was foretold by a prophet. A prophecy of ancient tablets foretold the arrival of the Giga Orb. hold on. Hold on. Number 1 is Azalea. Hold on. Just hold on for a sec. The realms of Eldara are all planets. Eldara is a world. Okay? Hold on. Hold the fuck on. Shining, white, glittering world in the sky. Should the Giga... It is the true progression of orbs just the fact that I made all these places planets? Should I do an entire world promo? Should there be a Teleria promo? We got it. Aduria, hello. What's up, dude? Hold on. Let's see what the meta is today while I try and calm my heart rate, because that's a lot of bits. The meta for the day is a plant. An aquarium plant. Known as the Java Fern. Oh, I love the Java Fern. Honestly, 9.65 out of 10. Have put many Java Ferns into many aquariums. That's a great meta entry for the day, Aduria. Good. That's a big hype train, I just realized. Aduria. With your 100 bits, you spawned a level 5 automatic hype train. Oh my god. I can't believe we got the hype train that's so high. Chill, Azalea.
One orb to rule them all. And in
Fucking
the darkness bind them,
chill.
you can go ahead and write Azalea across that world in the sky.
Fuck. Oh god, this guy's gonna get emotional. Okay, no. Oh, all right. Okay. Greg, after work, have a great day. Keep up the good work. I've loved the port so far. Thank you, Greg. I appreciate it. Please enjoy whatever your day holds for you and be good, my friend. God damn it, Azalea. Thank you for the 1,000 bits. Wow, man. I can't believe we got a level 6 hype train for our stream. Wow. Can you believe it? Can you believe, guys, that we cheered enough bits in our stream to get us a level 6 hype train in our stream? That's crazy, man. I can't believe we accomplished that today. I can't. Fuck it. Stop. Stop it. Stop it. Stop. Chill. Relax. End. Fin. I said I would get this piece done today. And so I'm going to calmly say, Azalea, thank you for the 500 subs. Thank you for bringing 5 members into the guild. I appreciate it. That's very kind. Thank you, Azalea. That is very, very generous to bring 5 people into the guild. Including Heat Vision and Fell Plague and Quincy. Dude, there's names I know in there. Holy shit, thanks for that, Azalea. I appreciate that. That's very kind of you. But fucking chill. Thanks 100 Samurai. No, okay, I will not be distracted. I will not. We're gonna keep making characters today, because that's what I'm gonna do. That's the way that I can't draw a straight line. Okay. Okay. Okay, we're good. Okay, I try to get him on the floor for the first time this year. Listen, man. I will not be sentenced to floor this year. You will not take my dignity from me in 2026. I will be a well-adjusted, decent streamer with I feel like Jar Jar when he was trying to make the speech to the Senate. Okay. glasses time.
Hold on.
Yes.
Only gift 1K subs on mobile.
You're so fucking stupid. How much? Okay, actually, unironically, how much would it be to gift? What's the max you can gift? Is 500 subs on mobile? How much more? Like, how much does that cost for mobile? Holy shit! Never, ever, ever buy anything for Twitch. Not a sub, not a bit, anything on mobile. If you guys do not know, please, for the love of God, do not ever buy anything on mobile. You want to sub to a stream or whatever, or gift a sub, or anything like that, please do it on your PC, not mobile, because you end up paying more for it in perpetuity. Because it goes through the Google or Apple stores. So, welcome to chat. Loves bullying Evan by people throwing money at him. I don't deserve this. Okay. Okay. We are drawing glasses. That's what we're doing today. Okay. That's what we're doing today. That's a big fucking hype train. Holy shit. Holy shit. Okay. All right. All right. Thank you for the bits and the subs.
Evan has so much work to catch up on.
I do.
If you send it all at once, it's a
I
massive
fucking
package.
do. You have no idea, man. I gotta send out a lot of rewards from 2025. I'm actually really excited. That's like my next thing after the cards go out, is to make sure the rewards go out so that I can kind of like start the year on the right, like not behind on anything. So in February, I think I'm gonna send a message and be like, okay, does anybody still need anything? And if the answer is no, then I retire forever. And if the answer is yes, then I throw myself off of a tower in Grand Crest into the dark abyss. And just await for the monstrosities to take me. So, things future college apprenticeship fund for Evan Jr. Ooh, that's a good point, actually. Yeah. Oh shit. Yeah. Thanks for the baby fund.
Dizzy, Green Dragon, box of cards.
Oh fuck yeah,
Couple
man.
months of Patreon and T3
Oh
subs.
fuck yeah.
Rokari Art and Dice. And
Oh
like 2 or
god.
3 Crumb Dice.
I know.
Now
What?
Orb promos
Crumb
on.
Dice? Oh, I thought you were caught up on crumbs. I gotta check out his list. I thought everyone was almost caught up on their crumbs, which was the thing that I tried to do last summer. Then again, I guess that was like what, 6 months ago. So, oh my god. So that's how much you draw between now and February. That's a good point, actually, Jacob. That's a phenomenal point that you make. That's God. Oh my god. I wish I didn't have to get behind last year. All right, we're Gucci. We're good. We're chill. We are all chill. We're all calm. There's no more hype trains. Fell got his sub. Okay. Let's go, dude. I assume you're way too slammed for commissions. I got a friend who's looking for an artist to draw their D&D party. If it's just portraits, and they're okay waiting a couple weeks, I can open some coffee slots. I wasn't going to open the coffee slots publicly for the rest of the month or next month or two, but I'm basically like there's a couple people that asked me like, hey, can you fit me in on, in February or whatever? And I said sure. So I've got a bunch of really important work that I'm doing right now, Sabine. But if they're okay in a little while, I can happily open some coffee slots in a few weeks down the road if they're okay waiting that long. But I want to keep commissions publicly closed for a little while longer, because we didn't talk about this for timeline. So here's timeline for me, just because this is we didn't talk about this on the new year, but timeline for Eldara looks something like this. So I have big project. And Quincy knows what that is. That's right now. And then after that, or at the same time in my kind of evenings, I'm fulfilling the trading cards. So trading cards. And that is mostly a January thing. So then in February/March, whatever carryover there is from this, which I don't think there will be any, maybe trade. Well, no, the trading cards actually, no, these. So anyway, February, March is going to be the class releases. Okay. And then I'm going into the tank to finalize Horizon for the 2026 convention season. So this is publishing Horizon. And that's April. And then May is baby. And I am not committing to doing anything in May. I'm sorry. I'm not even gonna properly stream probably after baby's born, okay? I am gonna be taking care of Ella and whatever she and baby needs. And then of course, so then we have the June, July, September. So yeah, June, July, September block. This is going to be solo conventions. Okay.
When can we pre-order Horizon finalized? I need physical copy so I can show off that Izzy is an NPC there canonically, lol.
So, because I just bought this book cutter thingy, sooner than you think. That's all. Oh god, oh geez, I disappeared. So these are solo convention season, and at this point in time, I will probably try and have, so we will have Horizon out as an adventure, we'll have the classes out as like playable, whatever, and my big like the trading cards will be done. At this point in time, this is probably when I'll be supplementing and filling in commission slots. So like, that's the issue, is that like this earliest that the public commissions will open again will be in June, July, September, in the summer. So what I'm doing until then is I'm probably going to have on the side of this, so I have stream projects, because for me creatively, it is good for me to bounce between a couple things at the same time. So even if I'm doing a big project, I'm still going to do a couple little things here and there. Even if I'm doing Horizon, I'm still going to take a little commission here or two here or there. So this is the coffee pipeline. And I will be opening coffee. It'll be locked, guarded by the Dragon of Destiny, with a big beefy arm on his back and a wing and consummate V's and angry eyebrows and fire. It's gonna be guarded by the Dragon of Destiny, and at that point in time, basically, if people from the stream or the guild I was thinking of dragons, so I wrote Anya. This is Anexia. So at that point in time, it'll be guild only, whatever. You know, that's what there are project commissions jobs hanging out there as well. Yeah, that's part of. So sorry. So class release. This is gonna be class release / Eldara options. I didn't say that. So this would be things like the Rokari, like the Azael, whatever, the things that you guys basically supported the development of last year in the fall. That's what's going to be part of this. So for Horizon, I want Horizon to have everything. Like Horizon, if we have brand new people in the like into the Eldarin verse playing for the first time, I want them to have Eldarin player options. So like Azalea's Rokari, Sabine's Azael, the Mithara that got made, Duskwatch, Cobalt had the Alabaster Consortium, which goes with Horizon. All this stuff is for preparation for Horizon to be actually published, because along with publishing Horizon, the other thing that's a part of this as well is this is when the debut of the Eldara Compendium is going to be out. And this is basically going to be the World Anvil. So this would be the database, so that when you see something in the adventure that you like, you see a cool merfolk player or person like swimming by in through the air, and you want to play one of those, that is something that like has all the art and stats and everything ready because of Sabine, and that's going to be like in the world, you know, the world end. There won't be a published version of it, but there will be a digital art, like archived fucking article on the stats, on the history, the lore, and then a bunch of the art that I did, the concept stuff that we did before, and then also the finished sort of like kind of like primary piece. So yeah, that's the current like roadmap right now. And then in April, May, whatever, we might delay it until, actually no, you know, we'll do it at the same time. This will be digital Eldaracon, like it is every year. And if you weren't here for last Eldaracon, it is when I go to the main stage, which I only ever bring up for presentations. And this is where we preview the next cool projects coming up. It's like BlizzCon, but disappointing. But it smells a lot better. So, I mean, I don't know kind of, you know, roach room you guys live in, that you game in, but on my end, it smells better than BlizzCon's. So yeah, that's I meant to go over this on New Year's Day, but apparently I was too distracted announcing baby. But this is the current plan for this year. And then the fall is, I'm trying to not like the fall will have the development of the 2026 Eldara trading cards, whatever that set is, that'll be hopefully available for Christmas that year instead of for early January for the 2025. So I don't know what's going on here. There's gonna be a whole lot of like whatever we feel like. Maybe I'll have some projects to do. Maybe there'll be like some big Eldara things or whatever, or developing the second adventure. I don't know, but I'm not committing anything to that. Sort of like I have like distant projects that obviously are on the plate, but it's like I'm not going to demand those happen this fall or whatever. So right now it's going to be basically getting Eldara into a state where people can actually play it. And then through all of convention season, I will have adventures that are either digital copies or physical copies that people can either get for free online or buy, that I can basically be giving people out. Here's a QR code. Here, you like the Eldara thing? Here's a QR code, go play the adventure. So we can get a lot of players in on it and get people like testing the game, having fun, playing, introducing themselves to Eldara. And then I'll have the physical copies at the conventions with me to sell if people want to buy them. But I don't know how much of a presence I will be at conventions, because don't forget, I'm doing these conventions mostly for Ella for Blackwood Dice. But with Baby, I don't know when Ella's going to be up to doing conventions, because every person's different, but you know, new parents can get quite overwhelmed, and you know, mothers have quite a time recovering from apparently creating an entire person. So Ella's like, oh, I'll be fine in July, and I'm like, I'm not counting on you. Like, that's great, guys. There's a small chance that she might be at, you know, Edmonton Expo in September, or Strathmore Ren Fair in August, or any of these big conventions that she sort of signed up for last year for Blackwood Dice. That's great if she is, but I am absolutely not counting on it. I am assuming that I'm going to do every single one of these events for her on my own, which is a little bit weird, because for a couple of them, like GameCon and Edmonton Expo, we get 2 tables, one for each of us. So I will need to figure out what to do for that. Maybe I make Blackwood Dice and then Evan Blair Art. It's kind of like off to the side. Maybe I combine them. I don't know how it's going to go, but I'm going to be on my own for that. Because usually it's like Ella can talk to people about the dice, and I'm talking to people about the art and stuff. And now if I'm doing it on my own, it's kind of like I got to do both those things. So I don't know exactly how it's. I don't know how much of EBA or Eldara will be at these conventions through the year. Not exactly sure, but that is the 2020 6-ish roadmap. Hold on, is this up to standard? Hold on, let's just real quick. Warcraft roadmap. This is what an official game developed roadmap looks like. Mine's pretty much the same, I think. I think I pretty much nailed it. I think. Yeah. Yeah, basically the same thing. Okay, great. So to answer your question, Sabine, if you have people that need some characters and it's from the guild, I will probably happily be able to open up small coffee slots here or there. I'll know if I like have a weekend free or something, you know, in there or not. I don't know. Hardworking dude. I mean, I guess I'm just hungry for dumb projects and dumb things like the trading cards. Who does their own stupid trading cards, right? Who does this shit? I'm just ambitious for stupid things like that for some reason people support and entertain and give me the chance to do development for. So yeah. What's up, Ernesto? Good to see you, SK. If it's in 2026, you have so much prep time. Exactly. But hey, man. Last I checked, we probably still wouldn't have Half-Life 3 then. So, work on the Eldara novella whenever you feel the urge / have time. There's also the novella. Yes. I mean, like, if we made a list of projects that are all loosely on the go, like, okay, you want to add to this? So this is then side quests. Side quests. So there's the novella. There is a secret graphic novel, which I've never even mentioned until now. But that's a side quest. There's the Eldara campaign guide. There is the I don't know if it's a good idea for me to say a lot of these things, but there's the Ella and Evan Eldara RPG video game. There is the Eldara Adventure 2 After Horizon. There are monthly I'm going back to doing monthly what's it called? Resources, I guess, like tokens and maps and things like that. So monthly in-game assets. There we go. For subs / patrons. What else is there on side quests? What else am I working on side quests right now? Oh, a few big paintings. Painting quests, let's just say, at this point. What else? Well, what other dumb things are we working on? Oh, stream game. And then also developing Thorash. And developing the other realm, the unnamed. Man, I'm tired just thinking about all of it. Between where I am right now, so we, because we were talking about Nintendo either, are here. Okay. Between where we are here and the end of all of this, plus the side quest, I'm thinking we have somewhere around 46,284 hours of work. So I think it'll be okay. I think it'll be all right, you know? This is the current content roadmap for 2020-2026. Anyway, whew, okay. Glasses layer. That's what we're working on. We're working on the glasses. Oh, and all the while through this, I still also want to be uploading 5 videos a week. And going to the gym every morning on weekdays. And taking care of Ella through pregnancy.
Evan, there are only
Hello, that's me.
525,600 minutes or 8,760 hours in a year.
Yep. Yeah, I'll be fine. Well, the problem is I think I can take a couple of I can get the time down by I think I can do a couple of skips and maybe like a wall glitch here or there to get through a couple of the levels quickly. So we'll see. Thanks for our bits, Cecilia. I appreciate it. Thanks, dude. Thank you. That's very good. Look, man, I got plans, all right? I got plans. Things we gotta do. I mean, if we're gonna do it, we gotta do it right. And then one day we'll take a day off. One day. Oh, it's on the glasses layer. I fucked up. There we go. One day we'll
also
build a Gundam.
Just so you know,
yes, that's me. Wait.
Before by these bits from Twitch. Please verify using this code that it is you doing this, and I kinda chuckled.
That's too many bits is the problem, Azil. Okay. That is funny. That is funny. Oh God. Well, thank you for the support, Azalea. But please, Jesus, if your bank has to ask, then don't throw. Okay. You know what? June is gonna be a month, Ella. I don't know what to do about June because it's gonna be a lot, you know. But I'm up to the challenge. I'm up to the challenge, man. I have opportunities to do cool stuff. I don't want to say no to anything. He's not crying from bits. He's crying for the amount of work he just publicly disclosed. Well, to be fair, the side quests don't have a timeline on them, so they could be, you know.
Do that when I bought a brand new computer last month, which was far more expensive. Lol.
That's because they're like, there's no way you're buying that many bits. Well, thank you, Azalea. I appreciate it. It's very, very kind of you. God damn it. You guys need to chill, man. The Orbathon hasn't even begun. You don't even know what kind of orb rewards there will be. First level new orb emote has already been earned. Can we get the orb to level 3 before the Orbathon even starts? Yeah, I'm done, I promise. What's up, Zeditor? Been a while. I just want to update my favorite streamer. I turned 18. I'm graduating this year, so I can be part of this community. Dude, congratulations. Congratulations, dog. That's a big milestone. Hope you did something fun for your birthday. Welcome to the real world. That's amazing. Milestones, dude. Holy, dude. Everybody's growing up. I remember when McBluff said that they were going to university, and I was like, what? Wait. When did the peepos become adults? When did everybody grow up? I had to set I had age gated the community at some point in time, but the early days there were a couple of the youngins that we tracked their journey to being full-fledged artists or whatever, and it's cool, man. It's cool that I always really hope that everybody's doing the absolute best, you know? And it makes me happy to hear from you, Senator. So, is the orb earned? Stream topics? Okay. In stream topics, we have Ella, you see all of this. You see all of this roadmap. You see me trying to get things done. You see me trying to be productive. And you tell me to distract myself to stream topics. And what do I find? I find this. I find your stupid dog. You and your dumb little rat dog. Rat mop dog right now. With her stupid little tongue out. And you think that Orbathon this year will be to save Ella. Ella currently has 10 days before she gets permanently banned in this channel. And if the orb doesn't reach rank 10 by that time, then she's gone. I'm done with her shit. I'm done with this. Okay? I don't need your stupid little dog under a stupid little blanket on the couch. All right? None of this. Okay. 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 All right. All right. Oh, boy. All right. Okay,
Wait,
we got stuff.
Is Ella Taco Bell running the Orb rewards?
Ella gets Taco Bell at rank 5. Okay, what? I don't want it. I don't. She is dumb.
Wait,
I don't want her.
Donos.
Yes, donos from yesterday count toward. Oh Jesus! Hi, hi, hi. What? Salesians counts. Yes, yes.
Okay.
I haven't seen Salesian yet. So I haven't thanked her. Hi. Hi. What do you need, rat dog? Yuna, rat dog. Hi, puppy. Yuna. Yuna. Hi.
I did get that picture at the perfect second with the...
Okay. If we hit rank 8, we canonize Yuna. We canonize Yuna as an official Relician feathered goblin Morky. No, stop it. No lickies, okay? No lickies. No lickies. Okay? Alright. Going off? No, stop! Stop it! Okay, take your damn dog. Fuck. Excuse me, Ella, it's my first impression of you, by the way. Ella is my favorite person in the world, Agnes. Ella actually, so if you didn't know, Ella... Yes. No, I don't want the dog.
Come here.
Ella actually is my wife, and she makes dice. Ooh, look at it. She has Blackwood dice as a entire thing. Look at that. Ooh, look at that. Wow, everything's sold out because convention season was a romp. Look at the dice. Wow, so cool. Wow, geodes even. Oh my god, can you believe who is this? Who is this woman, right? And Ella, if you didn't know what her canonical character was, I did Ella as a character for our D&D game. So she is now an official canonical character within the realms of Eldara. This is what her character art looked like. Ooh, look at that. Paladin, Ella Blackwood, Lord Commander, Lady Blackwood of the Growlhammer, in fact. And that's an updated piece of art I did because Ella is the prettiest girl I've ever known, and I once knew Sir Cobalt, and I go back a long time. So Ella, actually I was thinking about this morning. Ella and I will have been together for 18 years this year. This February will be our 18-year anniversary, which is fucking insane to say, hey? That's more than half my life. But yeah, that's Ella. Did you film the process of making dice? She does, actually, sometimes. She hasn't recently because she's been too pregnant for that shit. But she makes occasionally, she'll make a TikTok or two where she films some of her process and does some of her dice related things on her TikTok. So she got overwhelmed with convention season last year because Ella had a massively successful year last year. Every time she went to convention, she sold out of all of her dice basically, and was scrambling to try and make up inventory for the next convention or whatever. So yeah, she didn't do much like filming or anything last year. She was just desperately trying to have inventory ready for the next conventions. But yeah, she does some pretty cool shit. She did her Pokemon D20s. Really, really great year. So when I talk about doing Ren Fair and stuff, this is what like our booth at Ren Fair looks. Or no, sorry, this is what our booth at Comic Expo looked like. So that was her table, and then right beside was my table, and so we were there together. This year I'm gonna have to do both my own. But at Ren Fair's a little different because I just kind of put some of my art in there to fill space for her, and then it's mostly all of her stuff. Which okay, Ren Fair, chill. Ooh, look at. But yeah, Ella's cool. She's my favorite person. But it's not optimal for pregnant people. This is true. Yes, it's not ideal. To be fair, Ella's protective like protocol is the most comprehensive of any dice maker in the world. And I say that with entire confidence because dice makers are way too fucking casual about the fact they're working with resin. Resin's very, very toxic. And so, like Ella is in a full like Tyvek hazmat suit, full face respirator, glove, like industrial gloves. Like a lot of like resin dice makers will just sort of like, wear like a little like COVID mask or whatever. It's like chill if they do anything, which is really bad. But Ella goes way above what they actually recommend for protective, precautionary anything. So yeah, big deal. Love the Dragon D20 in the Advent calendar. Actually, loved all the dice in the Advent calendar. They were good. So Ella will be due because remember. Okay, so actually, just real quick, I said that I would be. I think it's just Blackwood dice. Yeah, it's just. It's just right there. Oh, nope. Yeah, there we go. But yeah, remember I was mentioning like late into December, I was saying to you guys that the Advent calendar would be earlier pre-orders this year because Ella was going to try and make them super ahead of time. Well, now you know why, is because with baby, I don't like Ella's dice making is going to be a lot of it's going to be on me, and a lot of it's going to be a much slower process. And so she wanted to have like whatever she's going to do for Advent calendars, pre-orders were going to have to be a lot earlier in the year. So there is that to consider for 2026. But that's why I said that they're going to be early, is because, baby. So man, so many things are going to change, dude. God, it's going to be such a year. It's going to be a great year. It's going to be a big one, man. It's going to be just a mad dash to get this year done for me and Ella. But as I said, I'm excited. I'm ready. I'm ready for the challenge. Bring it the fuck on. That's the way I'm looking at it. Okay, great. That's I will maintain that through the entire thing. No matter how tired I am, no matter how whatever. I'm trying to do everything this year, dude. I'm gonna try also to finish off the weight loss journey, because like it's been 3 years since I started like losing weight, and I actually put on about 20 pounds last year. So instead of being down 100 pounds, I'm only down 80 now. But I had to stop cutting so aggressively. It was great for when I was doing it, but I was cutting so aggressively that I was getting so weak and so tired all the time. So I actually just had to like normalize my eating, and then I just was lazy through the winter. There's no excuse there. So around Christmas, I realized that I really wanted to be in the shape that I wanted to be this time last year and finish the weight loss journey. So I want to do that this year. So all the time, the while too, I'm also going to be fucking hungry and cranky. I'm going to be fucking cranky, man. I got to get up early every morning, man. I've been doing the gym at 6 a.m. or 6:30 a.m. I've been working late. I've been in bed at the right times. I've been on point with everything. I've been trying to be a real high functioning adult for the first time in my life. And it's a process. We'll say, wrong layer. Fuck. We'll just say that it's a process, but I'll do it. I promise. It's going to be dope. It is dope, actually. It's all going really well, so I'm enjoying myself thoroughly. Even if I'm a little tired. I'll also probably have some help with conventions this summer from people, so I'm not counting on any of it.
My intake is already
right?
So low, cause I barely eat.
Yeah.
Wish I had more time to work out and stuff. My job sucks for having time.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing, man. It's tough to get. It's tough to get like any kind of time for like I had to give up so like I basically traded in what little part of my social life I had for the gym, because any of the small group of friends that I still sort of like had a little bit, I don't really like hang out with people or like have friends that I do stuff with anymore, because a lot of them are like, you know, when I had to like go into the tank and start doing streaming and stuff and like trying to build my career up for the first time in my entire fucking life, a lot of them were like, hey, cool, good job, see you in a couple of years, and then just, you know, whatever, and things happen in life. But all the small group of friends that I still sort of had, a lot of them are very late night oriented, so it's the kind of thing, it's like, yo, let's hop on the game at 10 p.m. and then like play till midnight or 1, because they all work at 9 and they all work in tech, so they all work from home, and so they get up at 8:40. They get up at 9, clock in, and then go shower and get ready for their day in the first hour of their work day or whatever. So they're up till like midnight or 1 a.m. every day. But since I wanted to start going to the gym every day, I realized I can't go to the gym after stream. I can't. I'm so tired, like mentally tired after stream, after drawing for whatever and like expended, that I can't then get up and go work out. So if I don't work out before my stream in the early morning, I don't do it, you know? And so I had to start going to bed at like 10 because of that, which was a wild change for me. So yeah, trying to find time for it's brutal. It is absolutely brutal. I totally understand, you know? And I mean, you can always sort of force time in there, Azalea, obviously, but man, with whatever work schedule you're on, with God knows what hours and overtime you have to do, I can't imagine where you'd fit that in, you know? There's like a lot of people and a lot of like work situations that I'm like, I don't know where you know, like a lot of the parental things that I'm, just because we were talking about baby earlier, like parents, I don't know what they do. School ends at 3 and work ends at 5. The fuck are you supposed to do? Like, thankfully, it's not a thing that I will hopefully ever have to deal with, because, you know, I'll be working from home and whatnot for the rest of my career, or die trying. It's not an issue for me, but like, I don't know, man. Yeah, trying to do everything all at once, it's overwhelming. It's brutal. And then like also this year, I've tried to in the last 8 months, 5 months more, I have tried to reintroduce video games into and Warhammer. Reintroduce video games and introduce Warhammer as hobbies into my life, because I was just like dying by not ever having anything to like look forward to or relax or blow off steam with or whatever. And I needed to do that for a couple of years. I needed to give up everything and just go full into work, nothing but work, super laser focused, live, breathe, work, be the most boring person anyone's ever met because all I do is work. I needed to do that for myself because I was so lazy and shitty and useless in my 20s. I was such a piece of shit and neat, just playing World of Warcraft and eating fucking Cheetos and grocery store cake all day and just not doing anything and feeling sad about it every day, that to break that habit, I had to like smash it, you know? But then it's like after a couple of years of that, you like realize that you need that kind of like breathing room a little bit. So I've tried to like reach, like I try and schedule time to play Warcraft or whatever I'm playing, you know, or like Halo that Azalea got us or whatever, you know, and like force that time in.
Out, man.
you have a job and you're a functioning adult, Daria. I was sitting at home basically sad for years while Ella was working and shit. Like I would. Believe me, man, I was a fucking loser. No, dude, I would have looked up to you as a saint. I still actually do look up to you as somebody who works really hard. When I was there, like anybody who even just had a job, like a regular job, like this is when I was doing graphic design and shit, and I just stopped taking projects and whatnot, and I was really depressed. And yeah, no, I mean, like I really envied and looked up to people who just like had somewhere they had to be, like even a couple days a week or whatever, right? This is like after Game Store, after graphic design career, pre-art. Well, I was still doing some graphic design, but definitely wasn't applying myself in any kind of way that was productive, you know? Definitely could have been doing more. So now I need to actually try and schedule that time in. And I like it. You know, I've been playing some MechWarrior 5 plans. And there's a couple games out and stuff. It's, I don't know, man. I'm trying to find, and this is why I want to do my like vintage. Oh, I should put my DS in. This is why I want to do my vintage Pokemon journey, is because I really want to. Oh my god, I haven't seen my DS in years. She's so pretty. Look at her. What game was in here last? Pokemon Omega Ruby. No. Okay. I don't have an outlet to plug this in, actually. Never mind. The entire plan failed. But, you know, I'm going to try and start playing some old games. And, you know, focusing and forcing time for that. Or like when I sit down at that desk when it doesn't have a giant $300 paper cutter on it. To play, to play Warhammer Painter. You know? Because that's kind of the vibe I try and have with that. I don't take it too seriously, you know? But there's a necessity in that time, I think, for me and for a lot of people, you know? Finding and forcing that time. But we will never get there if we don't finish this damn character off. Holy. And Silesian's been waiting months at this point. Get midway through the night when the baby starts crying for like food or something. Yeah, Ella and I are gonna like. Ella said that she really is gonna prioritize. Like for the first little while, I'm definitely gonna be helping her out a lot. But Ella said that she really wants to prioritize my rest. So I don't know what we're gonna do. But she's like, she's like, I will take care of the baby when they're like an infant. You will conquer the world. I was like, okay, got it. So hopefully I will stay well rested, which is similar to like what our neighbors do. Like it seems to be working well for them, but they just had a baby about 6 months ago. And I'm like, hey man, like, you okay, bro? You getting sleep and stuff? He's like, yeah, I'm sleeping great. I'm like, what about the baby? He's like, oh, Sarah's got her. I'm like, oh, you're just chilling? He's like, yeah, she wants me to sleep through the night so I can like work really hard during the day and like, you know, do all the housework and shit. I'm like, oh, fuck it, okay. And I think that's maybe what Ella and I will do as well. Obviously for the first while, and I'm going to try and be there for the whole thing because I don't want to miss it, you know? I don't want to miss any of it. I want to be there. I want to see it. I want to be part of it as much as I can be part of it. You know, hey, listen, there's not a whole lot that is, you know, that dad can do at the very beginning there, but more than you think. I don't know. I'm not at work. That's all I do, though. It weighs on my mind heavily. Just chill and play games. Yeah, I think a mission's important. I know you mentioned that you wanted to start like training art, and I had to not do anything because Ella was not doing well at the time when we had talked about that last Aduria. But yeah, I don't know. I get that though. I get that in some ways. Like there's also, even in the games that I play, I think needed to change Aduria. Like for some reason, I feel better about playing certain games than other games. Like my comfort games, I feel really like icky after I'm done playing them. Does that make sense? It's like my favorite game of all time is probably has to be World of Warcraft. I've just played so much of it over the last 20 years. And it's like if I'm playing a new expansion, there's new things to do and new quests and whatever, I'm like, great. I don't feel bad about playing World of Warcraft for a second. But if I'm doing the same dungeon, the same delve for the same whatever, just for a better number on the purple item, it's the same, like, you know, treadmill content for the late in the season, whatever. That's the kind of stuff where I'm like, okay, instead of doing that tonight, which is comfortable, I'm going to go play a new game that has like something that I can kind of gain from it, you know? That's kind of a way that I've actually reinstated a bit of meaning in playing video games for me. Because I don't think that the answer is like, oh, like a lot of people say, oh, if you feel like kind of listless or whatever, you know, when you're playing games, it's because you're wasting your time on video games. I don't think that's right. You know, I think that it might be that there's certain types of games that are more productive to the soul than others. But I don't know. Yeah, I think it's important to like find something you want to do. Whatever that thing is, some sort of outlet or creative thing, you know. Cause like, believe me, I've been through it. That entire, like, I've spent months contemplating that feeling, Aduria, before I started streaming. Before I started streaming, I sometimes would sit in front of my computer, scrolling on YouTube videos, playing on games, whatever, just contemplating like meaninglessness, whatever, like just kind of, you know, like whatever, the same shit every day. The same game for the last 20 years, the same whatever. So it's tough, man. It's a tough thing to kind of like get your mind to like wrap around. It takes a while too. So be patient. If games feel like they're weighing on you, be patient. The answer reveals itself upon contemplation. I don't know. There's a lot to it, hey? When I want to work, I squeeze what time I can to spend with the GF. Yeah, I mean, like, that's also part of playing games, is that I can play games with Ella, you know? And, like, Ella and I spend a lot of time together because she's home all day because, you know, we're both doing our thing. But, like, if I'm working up here and she's working down there, some days we just wouldn't see each other at all. So if we can have a meal together, that's enough. But that's, like, we've been trying to play more games together. We said in September, funnily enough, right when we found out she was pregnant, we said, but just before that, we're like, we're going to get home from Comic Expo and we're going to try and play more games together and relax more and whatever and simplify life. Life had other, you know, had other plans, let's just say. So, which is awesome, but yeah, I think we need to try and... So, like, Ella and I have been building Gundams together. Or Ella got me a Lego set for Christmas, so I've been building that with her while she's, like, chilling downstairs and whatnot. We've tried to get some trading card stuff. Like, we try and play Magic together, Lorcana. I actually, you know, fuck it. I'm going to say it. I don't care how it makes me sound. I actually like Lorcana as a game. It's a lot more simple, but I think it's fun to play. Fuck it. I don't care. I like it. I like playing Lorcana. So, yeah, just anything like that, like cards we can play together, or... I really desperately and unfortunately, you have no idea how badly I want the 4 Final Fantasy Commander decks. Oh my god, I want them so bad I could fucking throw up. That would be the jam, to be able to play like Magic, but also the Final Fantasy set. That would be the juice for us. So maybe we'll like... I don't know. They're probably very expensive. I was gonna say maybe we'll get some of them here and there so that we can like play games with like baby on our lap or whatever. So, but yeah, Salesian, yo, thank you again, Salesian. I didn't see it until after, but thank you for the contribution on coffee. I did get things to work ish. I thought I fixed it, and then this morning I actually was late to stream because I started my computer up and my camera didn't work. So I tried to fix it, restarted things. Microphone didn't work. Worked when the camera didn't work. Restarted my computer a third time, this time not changing anything or doing anything whatsoever, and both of them worked. So yeah, I've identified that I think this tablet is probably on single-digit months lifespan. And I also need to I need to replace a couple things. My audio interface, I think, is also on its way out. And I've noticed that when I'm recording videos, there's certain things that the stream that OBS is filtering out that videos are picking up that I'm having to edit out manually that I hope isn't showing up on stream problems. So, yeah, I need to get a new interface. I need to get a new tablet. That's the scary one, because the problem is there's no financing options for these tablets. Like, I wouldn't mind if I could finance a tablet, but so yeah, everything I think is fixed for the short term, and I've identified the problems, which is great. So yes, things are working today, and yeah, seriously, thank you for this. Small, but I know stuff can add up. No, dude, seriously, Slajan, hold on. None of this. Oh, it was small, but I know it's like it wasn't small. That's an incredible, like, incredibly generous contribution to the stream. Seriously. Even just your presence is so meaningful. And I mean that. People being here hanging out with me, like, we meme about fucking Orbathons and subs and whatever and all this shit. But like, just people showing up and just saying hi is like so unbelievably, profoundly life-changing for me that I get to hang out with you guys while I'm doing this shit. So, small. Going anything above that solution is an unbelievably generous show of support. So, nerd, shut up, Cass. I mean, everybody but you. I'm just lashing out. I'm hungry. This is the hunger talking. That's just the hunger. I'm just lashing out at this point in time. Dude, I haven't eaten anything with processed sugar in like 2 weeks or whatever Christmas was. Oh God. I see how it is. Yeah. This is just the addict going through the throes of it. This is me just getting hangry. Oh fuck. Use the time to play with the GF or play with GF through games that she's never played before. They are usually outside of her scope of gaming. She's been enjoying them. That's awesome. Like Ella and I talked about that, doing like we want to do maybe like vintage, like not vintage. Oh fuck, it's probably vintage. I just made myself sad. Like vintage gamings from our collection that we never finished. Like I have a ton of games that I never did like justice with playthroughs, or never played at all, but I bought, you know, because that's what I did when I was young. I just bought games that I didn't have time to play. I was thinking it'd be a fun thing for like Ella and I spend time together, and also like baby growing up, to have like a set night, you know, like Thursday nights. We play games. We sit down on the couch, make the popcorn on Ella's fancy as fuck popcorn maker, get a root beer, a little sarsaparilla soda, as they say, and just play like old games and stuff. Like there's a lot of JRPGs from the 2000s, yeah, 2000 and whatever to 2010 and around that era, kind of PS2, PS3 that we just never played through, you know? Like there's a whole list I used to have of the backlog. Like I don't know if anyone else related to this, but when I was young, I had the backlog list of the games that I wanted to play. And I had them written down whether I needed to buy that game or whether I owned it, I just needed to play it. And it was like Rogue Galaxy and like Phantasy Star 2, and like there's a whole massive list of probably 50 games that are all probably like 50 plus hours each. Like I remember when the first time I had an existential like crash in my brain was when I realized how long it would take to get through Xenosaga as a franchise. Oh my God. So there's like a lot of games like that I thought it'd be fun to, like, you know, I don't know, raise our little one on JRPGs and good stories like that and stuff, you know, and they can like play in their little portable baby crib thing while Elle and I are playing video games until they're a bit older, and then they can play and hang out. I do think Ella will probably want to ruin my relationship with my son by having us play Mario Party as a family, and I'm not sure how I feel about that. I'm not sure if this is if like, you know, like for some sick twisted reason Ella enjoys Mario Party. I don't understand. I don't understand why she hates her friends. But there's games like that too, you know.
You should raise him on Spider Solitaire and 3D Pinball.
Oh god. Hey, I put my work in with fucking 3D Pinball, dog. You are absolutely right. Holy shit. Based even. Oh my god. Wait, actually true. Hold on. Someone get that guy a cigar. Minesweeper? Dude. I have never met a person ever who knew how to play Minesweeper. Everyone's played Minesweeper, but I have never met a person who knows how to play Minesweeper. And I think the 5-head move would be to create a video game that is a modern day fantasy version of Minesweeper using the exact Minesweeper like rules, and everyone will think it's revolutionary. They'll all think it's an original concept. Hello, Ella. What's up? You won competitions for Minesweeper at school? What the fuck? Uh-huh.
You have like bus.
Oh, not like official like bus competitions. Oh, it started as that.
Like it was actual like school.
I'm so glad I didn't know you in elementary.
You know how to play.
You know how to play Minesweeper?
Yes.
Oh shit, okay, alright. Shit, alright, well, fuck, apparently she can just do it for me, you know, and I just put the art on it. All mine is surrounded by a 1, and where the 1s overlap, they add up. Hold on. Is this true? Hold on. Hold on, is this true? Is this some fucking European propaganda? wait, hold on. So if I click somewhere, okay? 1. So does that mean there's a mine somewhere in here? In these, like, there's 1 mine touching this square. Is it here? Is it here? So that means that this square has 2 mines touching it? So it could be either of these 2? So to rule out these ones, I'd have to click like here. Fuck! Damn it! Shit! It's a fucking stupid game. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Alright. Okay, so what about in here? What about this one? What about this one? Okay, so there's a mine here, right? This is a mine.
Yeah.
And this is a mine.
Yeah.
And this is a mine. And this is a mine. And this is a mine. Wait, these are all mines then?
Yeah.
There's no way that every block here is then a mine.
Are they all X'd out?
No.
Bring it over here.
No, you can see from there.
Oh, but the mines can be diagonal.
The mines can be diagonal. So is this a mine? So is this a mine then right here? So we know definitively this is a mine.
It is not.
How do you know this one isn't a mine? Oh, because these are all 1s. But why is this a 1? Because this is diagonal. So this is a mine then right here.
Yeah. And then likely the one below it is also mine. Oh no, that one's not a mine.
This is not a mine?
It's a 2 and a 1.
Okay.
So the one either diagonal or above.
Right click to flag a mine? Mine, okay. And then what about this one? Is this a mine?
Might be mine.
This might, but this is diagonal. And this is a 1.
That's mine.
But this is 2. So that means that's a mine and that's a mine. So this is not a mine.
I told you.
So then which is the mine here? So then this is, so 2 of these.
Likely the middle one.
Likely the middle one, and which other one?
The middle one?
But which other one?
Oh.
Is this a mine? Likely the middle one?
No, I'm far away. I can't see it properly. But no, because the 2 the 2 has to be touching 2, but the ones on the end have to be 1. So it has to be the one under the 2 that's on the left. I know my.
We're gonna
Chat, I think our goat is washed.
just okay. Okay. Orb-a-thon 2026 rank goals. Rank 1. Rank 2. Rank 3. Rank 4. Rank 5. Rank 6. Rank 7. Rank 8. Rank 9. And rank 10. At rank 10, Ella gets we canonize Yuna. I forgot that. Wait, is there 2 ends? Yuna. Rank 11. Evan doesn't end stream until he beats Minesweeper.
Fuck yeah.
I said rank 8 for Yuna. It's rank 9 now. Ha! How do you determine the ranks? You can determine the ranks, but oh, we can't see this shit. Ranks will increase as bits and subs increase. Currently, I think we're on rank 3.
Really?
This is 3, right? You are here.
I think it should.
There you go.
I feel like
Ella, shut the fuck up, okay?
I love you.
Yeah. What rank are we at, and how much of an increase does it make to move a rank? Asking for a friend. So that's that. So it's about that many bits for rank. But subs can influence it too. Yeah. That's about what it'll take. So rank 1 is a new orb emote. Rank 2, what do you guys want for rank 2? Because you've already earned rank 2. What can we do? Orb token? No, that's dumb. No one would use an orb token in their D&D games. I need some ideas for ranks. To canonize Yuna. Rank 9. Wait, rank 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Rank 5 is Ella gets Taco Bell. Orb dice. Ella says she's working on it defensively, so return of orb emote to Discord. That's what you want right now? Alright, rank 2. Orb emote in Discord. Okay. You rank and then? What do you... Get off my ass. What are you talking about? So rank 3. So what did you guys earn for rank 3? Rank 4 is in 69,420 more bits away. That's okay. So rank 4 should be, what do we get at rank 4? We will get, at rank 4 Orbathon, we will get, you know what we'll do? We'll do an orb art. An orb ruins art. I will officially finally design the spherical runic Eldari runes. That's what we'll do. And currently we don't have stretch goals for the other ranks. So you're really bad first stream for anybody to come to, I just realized. Anyway, all right. All right, there we go. Okay. Let's get this done. This legion needs her drow. I mean elf, shit. Shit, I gave it away. My bad. My bad. Legion needs her weird furry Drider cosplay alter ego art. What was the word for a spider centaur? An arachnotar? I came with that yesterday. Someone give them a couple points to their guild house. That's really good. Okay. I can't believe we're going to prestige rank the orb. Oh my god, there should be a battle pass. Reveal origin of Eldari portals? You want lore for ranks? You want me to gate lore behind microtransactions? I cannot believe this. I cannot believe you would suggest that I gatekeep Eldara lore behind a dumb meme microtransaction. It's the American way? Oh, man. But I'm Canadian. Oh, shit. I was born in the wrong country. Think about how much better I'd be at microtransacting if I was born in America. I'd be so good at it, bro. I'd already have like an MLM. Okay, potato. This isn't Blizzard or AAA company? Shit. Yeah, that's right. This isn't Blizzard. That's your go-to. That was the first thought. Oh, no. Poor Blizzard. Come on, just because they want me to pay a bunch of extra money to buy a mount that has an auction house and a mailbox on it doesn't mean they're trying to microtransact. Like, please. I think that they're offering this mount with a mailbox on it at a very reasonable rate. In fact, I would venture to say that it would be a steal to get this mount with a mailbox on it. After all, realistically, oh, it's gone. Damn it. Damn it. Look at all these mounts I can get. For the low cost of $107 Canadian, I can get two mounts and 2 pets in 2 different versions of the video game. For $107? Are you fucking coked up? What the shit? You seriously only get Oh, in 30 days of Geekheim. Okay. Actually, yeah, good call. Good reference there. I'm gonna close Battle.net real quick. The orb could be an MLM. I see. She actually gets stuck as a Drider if Loth catches her before she's ready. Oh. What is the lore behind a Drider? I actually have no idea. There are few places in official D&D lore that I know much about, Silesian. The Underdark shit, I don't know anything about.
Love how he started to defend it, then immediately was like, this is all you get? What the fuck?
I was gonna point out the $100 Brutosaur mount, okay? Look, this is what I was going for, okay? I was going for something just as egregious. Blizzard Brutosaur mount price. Like, this is what I was attempting to gather, was this thing right here. How you can celebrate presenting the awe-inspiring Traders Gilded Brutosaur adorned with 20th anniversary themed harness set with gems representing WoW's expansions. Brave the world of Azeroth on this magnificent Zandalari beast with Morton and Killia bringing the auction house and the mail with you on the go. The Traders Guild Brutosaur is a ground mount shared across all present and future World of Warcraft characters and automatically scales to the fastest riding skill your character, still known by each character. Offer only valid for a limited time. What a steal. I actually don't know if that's American either. I don't know if that's an American price or if it's Canadian price. I think that might be the American one. Yeah, they wanted $90 for that. Yeah, 90 USD. So that's the price of a brand new video game, isn't it? Or how much are video games in the US now? Are they $80 or are they 90 yet? Either way. Yep. And there is a version of me. There is a version of me from years ago who would absolutely have bought that.
Okay, new character idea.
Oh god.
So he
No. Stop it. Hold up real quick. Give me a sec. Okay, sorry about that. Still about 670 USD, couple of outliers. Well, how much is our new Switch 2 games? Switch 2 games price USD. Yeah, right. So Switch 2 games are like tier 1 Switch 2 games are $80. Mario Kart World, Kirby and the Forgotten Lands, and future Mario or Zelda games. There's a remake on the Switch 2 of one of, it's either Breath of the Skyward something or another, Twilight Sword or some shit. Whatever the newest Zelda game is, the Switch 2. Where is it? No. Block cookies. Yeah, so check this shit out. So in Canada, new Switch 2 games are $100 Canadian. For some reason, Tears of the Kingdom, which is not a new game, for Switch 2 is $115. So
That's also Nintendo being full of themselves.
look
They
at that.
sell base everything at what other companies sell Ultimate or Collector Edition games at.
Jesus, I know, right? It is egregious. The new Mortal Kombat, see, like the deluxe edition for this is $115, right? Mario Party Jamboree is 115 Canadian. Actually, how much is it USD? 115 CAD to USD. So that is $83. Yeah. For new, so we actually are getting a bit of a discount on some of them. Because $100 games then, $100 games are only $72. So we're actually getting some games at a discount in Canada. Now, our dollar sucks and our economy is fucking choking. So, you know, that's tough. And our cost of living is higher than the US right now, apparently. But it's all relative. It sucks regardless. But yeah, for the new fuck you, brand new, punch you in the mouth new games, $115, which it's just so difficult for me to justify. Like, I really did want to get a Switch 2, but I look at it and the Switch 2 like combo or whatever with Pokemon Legends ZA was, yeah, $700 Canadian. And it's like, I don't know what this price is in the US. It's probably a better deal actually to buy it here than in the US. I would venture, I don't know how much the Switch 2 bundle is in the US, but this is probably converted less. But still, it's like $700 for the fucking thing. Hello? Hello? So I could buy like half a GPU or some shit for that. So but yeah, Nintendo also doesn't believe in discounts or sales. Well, I mean, yeah, I see some stuff on Nintendo eShop once in a while, you know. Nothing good about Switch 2. Everyone I've talked to who's gotten one has regretted getting it. That's including diehard Nintendo fans. I've heard bad things about the Switch 2 as well. I wanted to buy it because I'd be traveling this year and also having baby. It'd be nice to have a handheld console. But honestly, like, I'm more convinced to bust out my 3DS and like play through old Pokemon games and shit on my 3DS and like play on my Switch. But dude, oh my God, the fucking Switch like vintage console thing. GameCube classic games, even if you pay for the full expansion pack plus Nintendo eShop thing, which I did because Ella wanted to play a bunch of N64 games around Christmas. Even if you buy that, the GameCube specific titles are Switch 2 only. So, oh wait, hold on, it's Legion to fill me in. Okay, Lolth is an evil dark elf spider goddess. I know Lolth. I thought, yeah, okay, I thought Lolth was a spider. Banished to the Underdark by the other gods, and she rules her children, aka the Drow, with a cruel iron fist. She values ambition so highly. Are the Drow in not modern D&D but historical D&D? Are they canonically all like evil? She encourages murder, but will also heavily punish attempts to usurp her, usually with fates worse than death. Becoming a half spider thing is usually a curse. Oh, so a Drider is somebody that messed up. Oh, I see. I thought it'd be like a gift from the Arachno Mother or something. I thought people would want to be a Drider. I wouldn't have assumed anyone would get sentenced to Dried. I assumed they'd be excited to Dried. Okay, well, that fills in some of the gaps for me, so thank you. Appreciate that. That's good. Yep. All right, I see. There's like a lot about D&D lore that I really love that I just don't know. That was actually kind of fun to re-explore during Baldur's Gate, you know? That was a fun little romp back into the Forgotten Realms. I enjoyed taking. Even if I wasn't like, you know, super keen on D&D specific, like Forgotten Realms Wizards lore. It was nice to like kind of get caught up a little bit on some of it. It's been an eternity since I actually played a proper like canonical D&D game, you know? Almost nobody I know like knows enough about the lore to actually run a game like that, hey? Mostly canonically evil. There's an offshoot of Drow who were not. They followed Illustre. Oh, cool, okay. Were Drow like cursed elves or something, or are they just elves that lived underground that Lolth decided to like get in there? Just you know. Larger evil society of Drow, actually culturally very evil because Lolth rules them directly and creates that cult, but they're not biologically evil. I see. Okay. Because yeah, WotC doesn't like doing that anymore. They don't like saying like all goblins are evil. And that's like a popular thing with like Rings of Power. They tried to make like orcs or some shit like sympathetic or whatever, and people are mad. It's a whole thing. I never know like what the D&D lore is and what the modern D&D lore is and how it differs really. So it's like I have to like ask like, what's the way we do this today? And then did we do this differently back in the day? Yes. Okay, cool. That's why I'm remembering it different, you know? That's why. Because it was different. Well, the only canonically biologically evil creatures in the realms of Eldara that are like sentient are actually the Relician feathered goblin monkey. They're all canonically evil, so. I thought I had a second sneeze loaded up there. Thought I had a second one readied, you know? I think we're good though. I think we're good. Oof. Man, I want to play some fucking D&D. Holy shit, you have no idea. It has been more than a year since I have entered into my Dungeon Master phase. I want to run a game, dog. Let me whine about it for a minute. I want to run a game so bad, dude. Where are my PNGs at? I'll ask my PNGs if they want to come play D&D. Because I got to get back to world building for other things further away from Horizon and the rest of the adventure. You know, I got to get back to some of that shit. I need to for a little while. My plan was to get back to it, and then I found out my wife was pregnant. And that changed everything. It was like a real Fire Nation attacking moment for me in my life. It's crazy. Evil old D&D, things like orcs, all orcs were evil because they followed Groom, same as all Drow and Lolth. Goblins mostly because goblin gods are evil, and they were typically used as fodder for evil beings, so it's less biological and more cultural. I see, okay. Yeah, but there's the whole idea of like race-based like sort of alignments that I think they did away with in what, 4th edition? Or was that still a thing? Where like certain like, fuck, is it like elves that are all lawful or some shit? I don't know. There's a whole thing, bro. Axis 3, okay, yeah. Which, I mean, like, I don't know if we ever played with rules like that specifically, or if we just sort of did our own thing, you know? Except my friend Yavuz, who was perpetually an orc because he wanted to be big and strong. That was his goal. His goal was to be thick and swole in real life, and so in D&D he was thick and swole. He'd reference his character's muscles. Oh, man. And then the last time I played D&D with him, which was years ago, but I remember the game, he actually played a Goliath. A massive Goliath. With, like, really well-developed biceps, man, you know? Look, we all did it, man. We were all playing Vicarious D&D back in the day a little bit. You know? We all played the character we wanted to play. Socially awkward nerd and me always played the high charisma character. Oh yeah, dude. I was all about that. It was my jam, as it were. Ooh, we got some large selections here. The thing with dark hair is that like you almost need to do more hatching to like make it all feel even when you put that like thick dark layer over it, which maybe I'll do actually right now. Maybe we'll fill in the basic, see what we're working with. That always kind of sets a bit of the tone for what we're expecting with our character. Yes, okay. I can't remember which side of the selection I was working on. If I was adding to it or taking away from it. Took me a second there. Had to like go deep into the tank, man. Had to like solve for X or some shit. It was a little difficult. Thick, wavy black hair with adorable side bangs. Saturday character, you finally leveled up, hit level 5 after 10 months of being level 4. Holy shit. That's a DM with some fucking galactic audacity right there. I admire that. Oh, great and mighty GM, when shall we level up? When you earn it. Holy. That's very impressive. I am most pleased by the thought of this. Okay. Well, I prefer to do the hatching before any of the layers, but it's good to just kind of see what kind of value we're working at with a whole. So I can still hatch in the dark areas and stuff and chop away the light. That whole thing. Special artifact weapon is getting its next form. Damn, bro. I miss my sword my naifu. My sword waifu. Twill. I miss him. I mean her. Shit. Damn it. But I got it mixed up. Ashley's probably so just relieved to not have to deal with my shit anymore. You know? Lunar campaign, every other main story, main mission story arc problem is we did a main mission, then kind of trapped ourselves in a chain of 5 side missions. Okay. Okay, I see how that shit works, you know? You need to level up every new season, every new league. Well, if you guys had bought the battle pass, you probably would have gotten further quicker, wouldn't you? So that's the problem. You want to advance in your D&D game, but you're all free to play players. and you can't expect to be very successful as a free-to-play player. So, you know. Okay. Looks pretty good, actually. I kind of like the shade as it is at around 50%. That was just a guess that I think we one-shot. Might do it a little bit darker, but, you know. From magic spear to a magic scythe. Kind of like Crescent Rose from Ruby, except instead of bullets, shoots a magic air burst. Oh, cool. A ranged weapon on your melee weapon? What? What is this Dynasty Warriors ass shit? That's cool. I love like any kind of like if anyone ever hasn't played like a artifact weapon style kind of like D&D game, man, it's some of the best shit out there. I love it. Some of the most fun progression. She's looking good. Oh shit, thanks, Legion. I'm glad you like it. Oh, great and mighty honored client. Oh wait, that does help, I think, actually. Frame some of what I wanted to do for figuring out how dark to hatch things. Specifically trying to figure out the shadow depth of this. That actually helps quite a bit, so. Now I know what we do. We're going a full year at level 4. Here, take a pity level 5. Oh, no. You got the pity level 5? Ew, that's rough. That's rough. Okay, it's about 1:30, and I got dinner I gotta start, actually, because we have the in-laws coming over today, and I gotta go start dinner and help Ella get tidied up and some stuff. So go to the grocery store and grab a few things. Sorry to start late today. I apologize. I was actually gonna try and start early because I had to go do that today. But tech issues. So you know what? We'll see tomorrow if my stream just starts or not. And remember, I will not be live on Friday because I'll be going for another ultrasound with Ella, which is very exciting. So I can just say that. I can just say I'm going to an ultrasound with the wife just to look at baby. So I'll post another baby picture in Discord, even though no one gives a shit. But yeah, so tomorrow will be the last stream of the week, and I apologize for them being a little weird. I don't think we're missing any streams next week. I think it's pretty locked in. But I'd be a cult member. God damn it! Who told you it was a cult? Ah, fuck. Okay, you'll learn the guild lore. I would say, you know, honestly, Agnes, for the past 5 years when people join the guild, I always say, you know, don't eat the mystery stew at the guild hall. But hold on, where's the outro? But unfortunately, we roll for stew every year, and Aduria rolled a substantially high roll this year. Where's the outro? Here we go. So guild stew this year is actually good. It's actually decent this year. Yeah, it's you know, like guild stew in the past has been questionable, right? But this year it's, dare I say, even palatable. All right. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good one. Whatever you're doing this week, please enjoy yourself. If you haven't played D&D yet today, go play D&D today. And if you are not planning on playing D&D this week, go play Baldur's Gate 3 because you have no friends. That's right. Baldur's Gate 3 is for D&D players who no one can stand the sight of. Or so I'm told from Reddit. Anyway, thanks for joining me today, guys. I appreciate it. Remember, the prelude to Orbathon will continue tomorrow. The official starting of Orbathon with the timer will begin on Monday. So if you wish to increase the timer pre-Orbathon, tomorrow is the last day to do it. It's such a fucking stupid meme. All right, I can't take it seriously. Okay, bye. I'll see you guys later. Okay, bye.